obviously locked. Randy is not about to let him in there. Lawler. Whoa! Oh, my goodness. Randy, let's see him in the front seat there. Everybody, Dave Brown and Corey Macklin here at ringside. We're ready to go with Powerpro Wrestling on the Power Hour. One of the biggest shows, one of the most important Powerpro shows that we have had since we've been in existence here. Yeah. Been an even more important week for this man right here. Ladies and gentlemen, for the third time this week, for the third time, this man has become a father. Caleb was born this week, doing fine.
Doing good, Caleb Macklin. Hey, 1 ounce for me, 18 pounds, the big guy, I tell you, 7 pounds, 15 ounces. Doing good, Caleb Macklin.
Outstanding. Carmelo's doing well.
Everybody's doing well.
Very good. Two big brothers at home doing well, too. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
We've sort of come to expect the unexpected around here. That thing last week with the windshield and Lawler and Randy, man, what a shock that was.
Yeah, it was huge. And, hey, today we're going to recap the Lawler and Randy situation, the entire confrontation, the breaking of the windshield, and, hey, Dave, the big confrontation that happened after WWF Raw this past week.
Yeah.
Never seen before video. No one's ever seen this before. We haven't seen it. We've heard about it.
Heard about it, yeah.
Haven't seen it.
Happened after Raw.
After Raw this past Monday night, major sneak attack that took place. We'll have more on that later on. Also understand from Stacy, we didn't talk to Jerry, but Stacy says that the King, Jerry Lawler, will be here today.
Oh, my goodness, and Randy's here, so stand by, fans, for the hour. Tell you more about the Malice in the Palace, the big, huge show coming up at the Mid-South Coliseum Tuesday night at 7.
Oh, I can't wait until Tuesday night. Big main event today, too sexy. Brian Christopher takes on the Birdman. Coco Beware coming up as well.
Oh, and tag teams are going to be here that are involved in the tag team tournament. Rock and Roll Express, we had hoped to have Ricky Morton. I'll tell you more about that situation a little bit later on, too. He'll be here Tuesday night. Here's Kid Wicked.
Listen up. About 3 months ago, I told each and every one of you marks that I was going to get myself over, and I was going to do it in a wicked way. Well, last week, unfortunately, I suffered my first defeat at the hands of Brian Christopher and the chain. And the chain, I might add. So, this week, they got me booked with a partner like Derek King, with a partner that is a jabroni. Derek... we got a tough match today, and I'm telling you right now, you better keep your end of the bargain.
Well, Kid Wicked not happy with his partner here today. He thinks Derek King hasn't proven himself enough, I guess, in the Young Guns division to team with Kid Wicked.
Yeah.
Well, they are teamed, in fact, in this tag team match.
And here are their opponents, one half of one of the most successful tag teams around ever in wrestling. Talking about the Rock and Roll Express, Robert Gibson and superstar Bill Dundee with Samantha. Hey, Rob.
Samantha accompanying them to the ring, too, and we are set to go with this tag team action to get things underway on the Power Hour here today.
Hey, big main event. We talked about it earlier. Too sexy, Brian Christopher. Coco Beware. A huge main event coming up right here today on the Power Hour.
And don't forget, Brandon Baxter will be here. Streak is going to be here a little bit later on today. Baxter will have Heinrich Franz Keller with him, too. Hey, I mentioned Robert Gibson, the other half of the Rock and Roll, Rick Morton, the other half of the Rock and Roll Express is not with Robert Gibson today. And the reason is, must be catching, Corey, because Rick Morton became a father just a few days ago, too.
Congratulations to Ricky, yeah.
So he's with a new family, but Rick assures us he will be here for the Malice in the Palace event at the Coliseum Tuesday night at 7:30.
Oh, no doubt about it. It's this Tuesday night. If you don't have those advance tickets,
whoa!
High in the air, boy, he dropped him. And look at Mr. Personalities, Derek King. He runs out of there. If you don't have those advance tickets, get by Ticketmaster this weekend. The Coliseum box office opens up Monday morning at 10 a.m. Pick up those tickets for Tuesday night. Malice in the Palace at the Coliseum, 7:30.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be a big night at the Mid-South Coliseum. It's a big day here today at the studios of WNC TV5 with a Power Hour in progress. We're glad you joined us. Be sure to tell all your friends, and we're on the air Saturday mornings at 11 o'clock and to be watching right here. Because you never know what's going to happen. I'll tell you one thing's going to happen in just a few minutes. Randy Hales has told me that he will have a statement following this match regarding Jerry Lawler and the Lawler situation. So stand by for that. Randy Hales' statement coming up after this match.
Superstar Bill Dundee whipped into a rope by Kid Wicket. Wicket with that short clothesline goes for cover. One count, and Dundee kicks out of it. Dundee got a big match coming up this Tuesday night. Got Coco Ware and a dog collar match.
Yeah, they're going to have dog collars on chains, and they're going to be joined at the wrist so that one can't run away from the other. They will be there in the ring. And we've seen that tight match before, and it turns out to be wild sometimes, especially with those two guys going at each other. Huh?
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Slams them right into each other, Mr. Personalities and Kid Wicket. There goes Derek King, and there he goes again. Big body slam from Dundee and Gibson. Boy, they work together well here, Dave.
They sure
Look
do.
at this. 2, 3, he got it. Robert Gibson hooks the leg, and one half of the Rock and Roll Express, and Bill Dundee, successful win on Powerpro.
Great teamwork from the two veterans there as they get the victory, and Kid Wicket doesn't seem to be happy with Mr. Personalities. He had not been happy to have him as his partner, and look at this. Now the two partners having trouble, but Mr. Personalities just shoves him back as if to say, hey, where were you? He was out on the floor. That's where he was. Look out from behind.
From behind, Kid Wicket dives off the canvas. Slams Derek King in a reverse neckbreaker. Oh, my goodness.
Here's
on the concrete floor. Here comes Bruno and the referee all out, and we'll try to get these two.
We'll get that separated. All right, I promised you that Randy Hales told me he had a statement. Randy says he's not coming down to the studio after what happened last week with Lawler and knowing that Lawler is due here sometime today. So let's go up to the control room for Randy's statement right now. Randy?
For everybody that has followed Jerry Lawler's career throughout the years, I come before you as the founder, owner, and president of Powerpro Wrestling to offer my sympathy to the fans. The end of a successful era with the end of the career of Jerry Lawler. After we come back from this break, we will show you a videotape from last week after Monday Night Raw when Jerry Lawler's career was finished forever. Being the nice guy that I am, I've allowed Jerry Lawler the opportunity to come to this television station today to say his final goodbyes to the few fans that he has left. We'll be back after this break to see that videotape and to hear from Jerry Lawler.
Hey, don't forget about the big rumble on the ridge in Jonesboro tonight. JC's are sponsoring at the Northeast Arkansas District Fairgrounds over there. That's tonight.
Jonesboro, yeah.
Tonight, Jonesboro, Arkansas. We want to show you something that happened earlier this week at WWF Raw. It was backstage. Nobody has seen this before, including Corey and me. Let's just take a look at it. Apparently, Jim Cornette was enlisted somehow to help with this whole thing, but let's take a look at it and we'll comment in a minute.
Come on, Cornette, we're on a schedule. Are we shooting anything or not?
Just hold on one second. Just hold on. Please hold on. Have patience, Terry. Have patience. Hold on. I'll tell you just in a second. Hey, shoot this right now. Shoot this right now. Not too close to me, though. I want evidence on this. Hey, Lawler, I got to ask you a question. What do you think you're pulling down there in Memphis? I told you somebody's going to get even with you for what you did to Kane and what you did to me. You baseball bat at Randy Hales' car. They're going to put you away. You're a criminal.
What are you doing? You like doing an interview here?
I have a camera here because I want to make sure you don't assault me, and I have to sue you because they're going to put you away sooner or later, big king of Memphis.
All right, how are you going to put you away?
Wait a minute. Hold up. Film that fire.
That's the Giant King there.
Boy. Set up by by Cornette is what happened on this thing,
No
Dave.
doubt, and Randy had to have that put together there. I'm really disappointed in Randy for
Isn't that something?
being a part of that. Oh, goodness.
Oh, boy. Lawler caught between the wall and that door. There's one of the directors of WWF Raw, Dave.
That's absolutely an uncalled for situation right there. And Randy, that giant king. Well, the match is coming up Tuesday night at the Madison. That's already booked. Lawler's here, I understand. Do we have the parking lot camera set up? What is it?
There's
Stacy with him getting out of the car. He's got a neck brace on it. Oh, what is this? My goodness gracious.
What in the world?
And his arm's in a cast? Oh, my. Well, I haven't seen Lawler since last week with a windshield breaking incident, and all of a sudden, of course, he had to do Raw on Monday night, and then the incident that we had heard about, but we just saw that with you for the first time, the videotape of it, with Cornette and the Giant King, that Randy introduced at Rumble on the River down on July 4th. They're bringing him this way, and maybe we can make way to get him on into the studio here and get a comment or two from Jerry and Stacy about the situation. I got a feeling he is not going to be a happy man at all.
No, he doesn't
when
look
he comes through those doors right now.
I tell you, we get the
no wonder
for Tuesday night, and I don't know. I hope Jerry can.
Well,
I don't know how you can make it looking like that.
I don't either. But no wonder, Randy, and Randy, I know you're listening to this up here, and I'm sorry, we're friends, but no wonder you locked yourself in the booth after this right here. Still trying to get Jerry this way, sort of difficult.
Lost the camera
have him in the wheelchair, but nearby. So, okay, they tell me that he's very close to studio right now. Here they go. They're bringing him in. Let me come around here and talk to him for just a minute. There he comes. Okay. Well, this is it's a disgusting sight after seeing what we saw, Jerry. And Stacy, we just saw the videotape of what happened after Raw the other night.
Well, I mean, that you say that's a disgusting sight. Well, I want to tell you that this right here to me is an embarrassing sight. I'm at a loss for words as far as the situation with Randy Hales. Why Randy Hales doesn't want me to be a part of Powerpro Wrestling was beyond me. I don't know why Randy Hales had to go out and find this 7-foot 4-inch freak and crown him as the new king of Memphis is something that I don't understand. But now, Randy Hales, I guess you've accomplished your goal. I guess you're going to go ahead on Tuesday night and have your new king of wrestling and the biggest smile on your face down there with your new company, Powerpro Wrestling. And
here's Randy. Randy?
This is just pitiful.
Yes, it is. I agree.
And it's all your fault. I don't feel sorry for you, Jerry Lawler, and I don't feel sorry for Stacy, because what the whole thing is, Lawler, that you should have realized your time is up. You should have realized when I crowned the new giant, you should have looked at him 7 foot tall, and no, you didn't have a chance, but you were sitting at your house on Walnut Grove Road, Lawler, and your ego is so huge, you came in and you busted the most important TV show that I ever done in my life, and now you tried last week, you busted my windshield, and so you paid. I don't feel sorry for you. If you'd have gone out the way you should have gone out, if you should have just called it quit when it was time to call it quit, that would have been out. And now I feel sorry for the people that supported you for the years, because now you're a joke. You're a joke in that thing. So I gave you the opportunity to be here. Now, get out of my studio. Get out of my studio. That's
Randy,
enough from you.
Randy, that's...
okay, Randy. Are you real proud of yourself right now? I mean, do you feel like you've accomplished everything you set out to do?
Well, I'm just doing what I think I have to do, and you not being a part of Powerpro Wrestling is the best thing for this company.
It's the best thing for this company, and you could have just gone out, but it's your fault. It's not my fault. It's not your fault. I gave you the opportunity to say, will you say goodbye to your fans and then get out of the studio? I got important stuff to do here, and I got to go back to the booth.
Okay, so now you think that you have a new king for Powerpro Wrestling, right?
7 foot tall.
7 foot
The
tall.
most awesome wrestler ever.
And you think that by making that telephone call to Jim Cornette and having that big goof jump me up in New York, you think that finished me off, right?
You started it. You broke the windshield. You could have killed me with the bat, man.
Well, you know what? You got it wrong, Randy. I didn't start it. You started it by trying to crown a new king. But I'm going to tell you something. No, you started it, but you know what, Randy? I'm going to finish it. Because, look, you know what? There's an old saying, you can't keep a good king down. And I want to show you a little something, Randy. Look at this. Oh, goodness. Wait a minute, Randy Hales. That's not a real cast, is it, Randy Hales?
Oh, look out. He's got him, rolls him in the ring. Oh, wow.
Oh, got him, Dave.
He's going to need a new coat.
Uh-oh.
Buttons are flying off his shirt.
Oh, my goodness. Remember, this is television, guys. Oh,
Yeah, be careful there.
oh boy.
But I tell you what,
Randy's almost act for it, Dave. With all of this, oh, my goodness. Oh.
Lawler's trying to get him. Well, he's got him stripped down to the boxer shorts there. And please, King, that's far enough.
Yeah, Randy's stripped. He's
Well,
falling in.
boy, Jerry, the fans say. The King with a little misdirection here for Mr. Hales. Takes control of the situation, and somehow we were wondering, my goodness, is this the way it's going to end? What about Tuesday night? But I guess you pretty much answered that question.
I'm going to tell you something. It ain't over, but Tuesday night is going to be over. Tuesday night, the world will realize there is only one king of Memphis, and I am him. And Randy Hales, the other piece of unfinished business is, I'm going to save this chair on Tuesday night, and I swear to God you'll leave the Mid-South Coliseum in this chair. I promise you that.
Tuesday night at Malice in the Palace, the King will be there. He'll be going against that Giant King, the big, huge guy. You saw him on the videotape a little bit earlier. Let's take us a break here, fans, and regroup. We'll be back. There's lots more of the Power Hour to go. Don't go away. Big night down there. Big night down there.
It's going to be exciting. Coming up Tuesday night, Mid-South Coliseum, Malice in the Palace. If you miss by any chance the blast-off in the Dome, you want to make sure you're there Tuesday night in your seat at 7:30.
And Rocky Maivia coming in here.
On the Rock.
A lot of you fans know, some don't. Rocky Johnson. Remember Rocky Johnson?
Yeah,
Some of you old-timers, the Soul Man. Well, Rocky Maivia is his son. The Rock has come a long way. Intercontinental champion in the WWF. And he's going to be defending that against Brian Christopher Tuesday night.
Right here in Memphis.
At the Malice in the Palace.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
going to be a big one. Let me tell you, you saw the list of the matches right there just a moment ago. I want to say that when they asked me to be part of Powerpro Wrestling, I said, yeah, it sounds like it's going to be good, but I hope we can do it right. Well, Powerpro says we want it to be family-oriented. We want it to be okay for families to come out to the Coliseum, have a great night, and we want it to be more than just run-of-the-mill. Well, I think you can see here with the balloons, there are fireworks, there was all kinds of entertainment going on at the blast-off on the Dome, and more is promised for Malice in the Palace. Tuesday night, 7:30, Mid-South Coliseum. I don't want to drag this out for the whole hour, but I was impressed, and I think you will be too. We'll see you at the Coliseum Tuesday night.
Big sponsors for Tuesday night, Cadillac of Memphis, Dixie Queen sponsoring this thing, and there are 12 huge matches coming up Tuesday night at the Malice in the Palace.
Hey, we've got some action coming up right here on the Power Hour today, here on TV5. by Powerpro Wrestling. And in this one, we're going to be seeing tag team action. Here comes the man with a guitar, talking about Billy Joe Travis, sweet music man he calls himself. Bulldog Reigns' his partner. It's a pretty impressive tag team. I've seen them work, and anytime that little guitar is around, that's an added problem for opponents. Yeah. Well, Travis not too impressed with my complaint about the guitar being here. I'd much rather see that out of the area. They are going to be going against a couple of guys from the Young Guns division who have really looked mighty good. Talking about Lance Jade and his partner from down under, Ashley Hudson. They head in here against a couple of big, tough veterans in Bulldog Reigns and Billy Joe Travis. Wow, over the top rope goes Lance Jade. Looks like they're ready to go. We wait for the signal from referee Aubrey Wayne. And all the paraphernalia is out of the ring, I hope. And here we go.
Here we go on the Power Hour. Boy, already action today. Randy Hales out here, and Randy, I tell you, well, I've told you, Dave, I'm really concerned about Randy and the stuff that he's pulling with Jerry on this. I really am.
All right. What? I'm sorry, man. Randy is telling me in my ear. Randy is demanding that we go to him right now. So let's do it. Stay with the match. All right, Randy, it's yours. Okay, it's yours. Go ahead, Randy.
Hey, let me tell you something. Everybody, Jerry Lawler, did you think that was funny? Was that funny to you? Well, let me tell you something. A little later, I got to find something in Dixon to wear some clothes, and I'll come back down there. Jerry Lawler, I've been around a long time. I know a lot of things about you. I'm going to expose the real Jerry Lawler, the whole story about Jerry Lawler, about your wrestling career, and about your personal life. I'm going to expose Jerry Lawler later on as soon as I get some clothes. I'm going to go back to the ring.
Well, oh boy. Okay, Randy, we're back into action here, Randy, and I got to tell you, and I know Randy's listening up there, I am dismayed at the way this thing has turned out. Yeah. Randy has been a friend of mine for years. I've known Lawler for many, many years, and to have it come down to this, I mean, I'm sitting here wondering, you know, this has got to stop. It's got to end. Unfortunately, it's gotten to the point that it has, but I think it has given Lawler some great determination that he's going to take care of this Giant King come Tuesday night at Malice in the Palace.
Oh, no doubt about it. Billy Joe Travis going after Lance Jade in there, whips Jade into that turnbuckle. Goes in and nobody home as Lance gets out of there.
He missed it.
Yeah, here
by
comes
6 feet. Here comes Ashley Hayes. Big tag team action coming up Tuesday night at the Coliseum, too. A big one-night tournament. 6 teams, 5 matches. Tag team championship team will result from that.
Yeah, one-night tag team tournament. That'll be new Powerpro Wrestling. For the very first time, Powerpro Wrestling tag champ.
Travis with a guitar. Oh, wow. Every time you see that thing come in here, you cringe.
Yep.
Bulldog Reigns takes advantage. They get the win. We'll take a break. We've got a lot more, including Brian Christopher, coming up later on.
Back on the Power Hour, Tuesday night, Malice in the Palace. Get ready for it. Today, 12:30 until 1:30, the King, Jerry Lawler, will be at 60 Queen Mount Moriah today at 12:30. Brandon Baxter. You see Corey Macklin? Will you shut up over there? What is all this about? I'm out here for a reason tonight. I'm out here to do something that I normally don't do. As a matter of fact, it's something that I've never done. I am here today to issue a public apology to Randy Hales. Randy Hales, I judged you all wrong. It seems that you are on the up and up, and what Jerry Lawler and Stacey have done to you is typical American fashion. It is disgusting, and it is downright wrong. That's America. That's the reason that I have disowned America. That's the reason I am disowning America right here today and pledging my citizenship of Japan. The man next to me is the very first member of a huge stable I'm putting together. He is the biggest, he is the baddest, and he is the smartest athlete from another land, Heinrich von Keller.
Yeah, I come from Germany, and we Germans are very smart. You Americans,
You are lazy. You don't want to work, and you certainly cannot fight. You know, Tony, you Americans, you cannot even speak one language right. But I speak 3 languages. You won't speak them today. We've got a match coming up. Take it to the ring. In closing, Tuesday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, the Malice in the Palace, Streak, it's you and Keller. And all wars start for a reason, and you started this war. I promise you that you may be a big, bad, tough man from the streets, but on the streets you never met a man like this. And Creighton Armour, you big TV executive, if you have any guts in your body, come down to the Coliseum Tuesday night, stand in the corner of Streak, and we will bury you under the German flag. Deutschland ist über alles. Well, we'll see. This is Heinrich Franz Keller, Dave.
Yeah.
He's something.
Well, he's big and tough. There's no doubt about it. We saw him for the first time last week, I guess it was.
Yeah.
Referee Bill Rice calls for the foul. Yellow Jacket shoved back in the ring as Heinrich von Keller, under the tutelage of Brandon Baxter. Baxter out here decked out in the Japanese attire today, running down America. Boy, he makes a ton of people mad every time he does that, including me.
Got that right. Heinrich von Keller slams the Yellow Jacket into his corner, pulls him out of there, and this von Keller, Dave, over 260 pounds, big dude, let me tell you. Look at that.
Ooh.
Power slam. Hooks the leg, that's going to do it.
You're right, that's it. Count of 3, it is over. Just overpowering is Hans von Keller. Heinrich Franz Keller here today. I get his name right.
Yeah, I couldn't see Yellow Jacket getting up from that one.
No, you're right. What is this? Boy. Baxter nails him from behind. Well, we're going to be back in just a moment with more of the Power Hour. Brian Christopher goes against Coco Beware a little later, and we'll hear more from Randy Hales, too. Stay tuned. His work cut out for him today because his opponent is going to be Streak. Streak has been on a rampage. I think that's a pretty good word for it over the last several weeks. For a while, we didn't know who was grabbing people in the dressing room and beating them.
Well, got a mean streak in it.
Yeah, we found that out. Here is Streak. He's headed this way. I'm going to stand this time around as Streak comes around. He's got one hand behind the back there, and I have a suspicion of what it is. That's what I thought.
You know something, Dave? I'm sitting in the back, and I'm listening to this bull-headed idiot run his mouth about the United States of America. You know, it makes me laugh. You know something? Why don't you get on a plane and take that fat German with you? We don't need you here, do we? You want to issue a challenge to me? I started this war. My friend, you don't even know what it is to be in the street. You think you can survive in the street? When I'm done with you and that fat German, I'm going to paint you red, white, and blue all over again.
But he's done it once. He can do it again. Streak heads for the ring, and the match here today against Bo James.
Yeah, Bo James jumps him as he steps up on the canvas there. Streak! Uh-oh, he's got Bo James. Takes him down. Oh, is this 1, 2, 3? He covers him immediately.
About what, 30 seconds, 25 seconds maybe? That was a quick one. Streak gets the victory. Now he's got the can of paint.
Put the DDT on him, Bo James, and he paints the Streak down the back of Bo James.
And Streak has spoken.
With that can of paint.
Referee heads out of the area, and I don't blame him. Streak with a victory, and in no uncertain terms, he gets the win here today. Whoa. Here's another guy that's tough. You see him right there, the superstar, Bill Dundee. He's with Samantha. Is that the dog collar? Because I know that's the big match coming up with Coco Beware.
Before we get to that, we've got a few places we're going to be. Where we're going to be. Tuesday night, the Malice in the Palace. Wednesday, we're going to be in Greenville. Thursday, the Lady Luck. And Friday, we're going to be where?
Covington, yeah.
Covington, yeah. All you nice folks in Covington, come see us. But today at 4 o'clock, we're going to be over at Carmart in Jonesboro. We're going to do a little personal appearance over there. Then we're going to go right to the fairgrounds. Now, Coco Beware, that's a pretty dress you're going. Where you get that?
I got this dress from Miss Maryland at Miss Formal on Highland, and now
Oh, bless your heart. All right, Coco, well, you know what this is, brother? It's a chain. You know why? Because Malice in the Palace, you're going to be on one end, and I'm going to be on the other end, because every time I look at you, you're running away.
Look out, here he comes. Coco Beware.
You stand right over there, Sammy. You know, and don't be...
Everybody look out. Coco jumps him. He's got that chain around his throat, choking him, dragging him around the ring. Here come the referees. Yeah, let's give him some help here. We'll get this fixed, fans. We will. We still got Brian Christopher in here. He's going against Coco Beware. Maybe he gets some revenge in the main event. Don't go away.
Tuesday night, 7:30 bell time, Mid-South Coliseum. Malice in the Palace. Hey, want to remind you today, 12:30 to 1:30, 60 Queens, the King Jerry Lawler will be there. 60 Queens this afternoon on Mount Moriah. 260 Brian Christopher, a big match Tuesday night. Let's hear now from The Rock, Rocky Maivia. He'll be at the Coliseum Tuesday night. Here's The Rock. Hey, there you go here.
Rock on, rock off. The Rock's the champ. He'll call the shot. Now the Rock's ready. Long distance information, give me Memphis, Tennessee. I hear there's a punk named Brian, been talking bad about me. Hey, finally it's the part of the show that everybody's been waiting for. Everybody wants to see The Rock. Is The Rock coming to Memphis? Well, I'll tell you what, Memphis, Tennessee, The Rock is finally coming this Tuesday to the Mid-South Coliseum. And I'm taking on a punk named Brian Christopher. You know, Brian Christopher, The Rock hears things, of course, in this business, everybody does, on how you never lose in Memphis. You never lose in Memphis. You've got all those Memphis rednecks in the back of your pocket, and that's all fine and dandy with The Rock. But make no mistake about it, Brian Christopher. The Rock is 6'5", custom made from head to toe, 275 pounds of man and a half. As you can see, he's got the diamond-studded Intercontinental title. He's got the Rolex on his wrist, and he is, without a shadow of a doubt, the man. Brian Christopher, you may be a big shot down there in Memphis Powerpro Wrestling or whatever it is, but The Rock is the Intercontinental Champion of the World Wrestling Federation, which means he is on top of that mountain. And if you think for one single solitary second, Brian Christopher, too sexy, that The Rock is going to come into your hometown and let you beat him, of course, with all the fans, all the too sexy fans down there, then as the old saying goes, brother, you got another thing coming. So the fact of the matter is this. Brian Christopher, The Rock, this Tuesday night, Mid-South Coliseum. The Rock is going to come into Memphis, take his big right hand, and you know what that means, Brian. Well, it doesn't mean what you want it to mean. He's going to lay the smackdown on you in a major way. He's going to walk out of Memphis still the Intercontinental champ, and as we all know, the best Intercontinental champion that ever was.
There's The Rock. Whoa, whoa. That sounded like he's got a major attitude, don't it? Big time, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Rock. I'm just the man to give you an attitude adjustment. And I plan on giving it to you this Tuesday night. Did you hear how he badmouthed Memphis, Tennessee? Corey Macklin, I promise you, everywhere I go around this country, everyone badmouths Memphis, Tennessee. They always ask me, Brian, why do you live in Memphis? Out of all the places you can live, why do you choose Memphis, Tennessee? Well, Rocky Maivia, I'm sure you're asking that same question. But I'm Memphis born and Memphis bred, and when I die, I'm going to be Memphis, Tennessee dead. Because I love this city, and this city needs a champion. So when you get to that Coliseum, I'm just a man. It's not that you're going to let me beat you. I'm going to beat you because I want to beat you. And I want to become the WWF Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. And all those people before, like you said, I don't lose in Memphis. That's right. I don't lose in Memphis. And I'm not going to lose Tuesday night because all these people are going to be there backing me, Rocky Maivia. And that belt is sure going to look good around this sexy waist. So you come over there and bring that little Rolex and bring your diamond-studded belt, because I'm going to walk out of that Coliseum with it around my waist. You can smell what The Rock's cooking? I smell what The Rock's cooking. I smell what The Rock's cooking, and it's going to be brewing right down there Tuesday night, Rock. It's going to be a big meal, and that meal is you, and I'm going to be the one to eat you up all night long, boy.
Oh, to be a big match we're looking forward to. The World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental title will be on the line Tuesday night, Mid-South Coliseum. That is going to be a beat.
That just tells you the quality of match you're going to see at Powerpro Wrestling at the Malice in the Palace. this coming week. It's going to be a big night. Bring the whole family out and have a great evening. Coco Beware has been here. Better be worried about me. He says, not looking past me toward that, he's that stupid idiot in New York talking about The Rock.
Of course, everybody's talking and everybody's getting ready for Tuesday night's Malice in the Palace. Want to remind you also about Powerpro Wrestling Wednesday night. Fans cheering Brian Christopher. Wednesday night, Greenville, Mississippi, get ready. Thursday night, back in, Coco misses with the big right hand.
Yeah.
Thursday night, Dave, back at the Lady Luck Casino at the Pavilion Entertainment Center there. And Friday night, Covington, Tennessee. Get ready at the Sportsplex in Covington this Friday night.
Brian Christopher, tough assignment here today against Coco Beware. His undefeated streak in Power Pro is on the line. He wants to keep that going. He wants to be on a roll when he meets The Rock at the Malice in the Palace. That's coming up Tuesday.
Nice hip toss, Dave. And Brian had a big win at the Blastoff in the Dome, defeating that D-Generation X Road Dog.
Somewhat of an upset, I would say.
So he is definitely on a roll.
As a matter of fact, had he not gotten that win at Blastoff, I doubt that the Intercontinental title would have been signed for at the Coliseum this week.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that moved him up, I'm sure. He'll be a contender for that Intercontinental title. Well, you got the big giant team coming to the Coliseum Tuesday night to face Jerry the King Lawler. And you got the Intercontinental title match with The Rock, Rocky Maivia, 260 Brian Christopher. And how about that one-night Powerpro Wrestling Tag Team Tournament? The Moondogs in that tournament, Rock and Roll Express, many other teams. It's going to be an exciting night coming up down there Tuesday night.
You know, Billy Joe Travis said something, and a lot of times I'm not happy with what Billy Joe Travis does, but it did ring true. He said, I've been paired with 12 different partners who we have held championships. He said, mark my words, we're going after that championship Tuesday night. There's another team that may be reckoned with.
Yeah, Billy Joe, I'm sure he'll have that guitar somewhere near around. There, that's Christopher whips Coco in. Oh! Touches the Birdman and knocks him down with that big kick. Our television main event today on the Power Hour, 260 Brian Christopher, Coco Beware. Dave, we heard Randy Hales has got word coming up later on.
Yeah.
He's going to expose Jerry Lawler.
You know, I sort of wish Randy would just leave well enough alone.
Yeah.
But
He's got to at some point.
yeah.
Look at this. Coco with that.
Ooh. The bird buster.
Bird buster, he calls it.
Well, no, Brian springs back. A lot of times, that's all that Coco needs to get a pin on an opponent. But Brian's still going. Whipped across the ring by Coco. He stopped.
Christopher with that front face lock on Coco Beware. Referee Bill Royce down to check to see if Coco wants to give it out.
Brian Christopher trying to regain the control that he momentarily lost there. Coco Beware. Whoa! Referee gets knocked down.
Referee Bill Royce caught that flying press from Christopher and rushes down. Whips into the rope side spine. Comes around behind Coco Ware. Rolls him up. He's got him here.
He's got him, but the referee is not counting. Look out. Here comes Kid Wicked from behind. He smashes Brian with a double forearm. And now it's 2 against 1 as Kid Wicked holds Brian Christopher out. Brian ducks out of the way, and Coco nails Kid Wicked. Here's Brian with the right hand. Referee's calling for the bell. That's going to be a disqualification because Kid Wicked interfered, but look out. Coco Beware's got that dog collar and chain, wraps it around Brian Christopher's throat. Here comes Dundee to help out. He smacks Coco Beware. Those two will be in that dog collar match for sure come Tuesday night, but it looks like we're going to get a preview right here.
Yeah,
referee again saying the bell is rung. Get him out of here. Here comes Bruno with more help. We got all the referees here, and now can they get them separated? Well, it continues. Randy Hales says he's got more to say. I hope he'll think better of it, but we'll be back in just a moment. Been quite a day so far here on the Power Hour. Randy Hales had his clothes ripped off of him. He's coming back. Randy, is there any way I can talk you out of it?
Lawler has made a lifetime out of making mistakes. Let me tell you this. He's like a cat with 9 lives. He's always weaseled out of trouble. But let me tell you something. What you did today, Jerry Lawler, is the biggest mistake of your entire life. I promise you this. Tuesday night at the Malice in the Palace, what's going to happen to you with the giant king over 7 foot tall when you could have gone out with a blaze of glory? And now, if you would look at that, Jerry Lawler, the security's doing their job here. Why I tell the truth about the matter here. If you people would be quiet while I tell the situation, Tuesday night, Jerry Lawler's going to be beaten, battered, bloody. Stacy is going to be crying, tears coming down her eye, and she will realize her meal ticket is over. That is what's going to happen Tuesday night.
Well, we'll find out Tuesday night at the Malice when he goes against the Giant King. He's a most upset man. You've got security there, got him blocked off so he can't get in here, I see.
Everybody, so when I walk through here, everybody, we want Jerry and cheering and booing me. Well, believe me, I'm the good guy in this situation. I'm not the heel. You people are making me out to be the heel, but I can tell you this. You people don't know the true story about Jerry Lawler, the real personal story about Jerry Lawler, and you know it, Dave Brown, and I'll tell you what it is right now. If you believe Jerry Lawler's a good guy, ask his first wife what a good guy is.
Randy, let's don't do that.
Ask his 2 sons that he didn't give a you-know-what about. Ask Jerry Calhoun, ask Bill Dundee, ask his second wife, Paula. And this is another thing. People always ask me, Dave, they come up on the street and ask about the situation with Stacy. What's the relationship with Lawler and Stacy? Well, let me tell you, Stacy is nothing more than a 2-bit.
Now, wait a minute. We're not going to do that. You're not going to say that sort of thing on television around here. You shouldn't be doing this anyways. And look out, here comes Lawler right here.
Lawler's gotten a loose from security, Dave, and they're headed out to the parking lot again.
Let's go see what's happening. That doesn't look good.
Hey, buddy.
I know, but still.
I'm focusing on Randy Hales and his stinking Giant King. And I promise you this. Can they hear me?
I don't know. Can they?
I'm going to tell you something. Randy Hales, Tuesday night, the Coliseum. It's going to be not the King's last night. It's going to be your King's last night. And it's going to be your last night. And you better start looking around for somebody else to run this stinking company. Or maybe I'll run it from now on. You understand what I'm saying, pal? Because I promise you, I'm going to finish you and your new king Tuesday night, Randy Hales. Take this shot right now. We can't let him go back in there.
Your pieces don't work and all that.
I can't. We can't let him go back in there.
Malice in the Palace coming up.
Hey, come to me right now.
Tuesday night.
Come to me. Hey, let me tell you something, Lawler. Let me tell you something, Lawler. The Giant King, I promise you, you're going to pay. And what I say about Stacy is the truth. That's a promise. It's the truth.
everybody. Dave Pratt and Corey Macklin. We're here at ringside, ready to go with a Power Hour. Powerpro Wrestling's on the air live.
Oh, we're ready for it. We've got a huge main event today. On one side of the ring, Bulldog Reigns and Billy Joe Travis. On the other side, Jerry the King Lawler, Bill Superstar Dundee. Big tag team action coming up right here.
Not only that, we got a Young Guns title match coming up, too. Kid Wicked will be going against Mr. Personalities, Jerry King. These two don't like each other. They were partners last week. We'll talk more about that as we go along.
That's right, we will. Hey, also, we got the debut for the first time on Power Pro. King Cobra, he'll be here today as well. Brandon Baxter is here today, and Baxter has the big German Heinrich Franz Keller with him. Streak will be here. A big day on the Power Hour.
Indeed. Master B is going to be here a little bit later on. Lots more, too. What's going on? Something's going on in the booth up here.
Format, huh? I got to put in this format. I don't care who said anything about a format. Randy Hales said he sent this to me on my fax machine. I'm running the show today. Oh, Randy Hales said that you're running the show today. Yeah, you telling me that my name is not on the show? No, I'm not going to be on the show. There's nowhere on this. I'm the man. The man's right here. Randy told me that I was the man today. Okay, hang on just a second. Your name's nowhere. There's about 5, 6 there. This is Randy Hales stuff, right? Randy Hales. Let me show you what I mean. I've got the show right here to do. I told Randy Hales that I was going to get rid of the team. I told him I was going to be running the show today. And you know what? I don't see your name on here anywhere, Bruno. So get out of here.
Well, looks like we've had a change in it. Hey, yeah?
Okay, good.
Yeah. Are we going to...
All right. Go ahead. Let's get the first match going, Dave.
Okay.
Lawler's running the show, man.
I guess so. Well, we'll see how it goes here today. Let's bring him in here. Master B is heading this way. He's going to be going against the Streak. Yeah. Match here today on Powerpro Wrestling.
What a way to open things up today, huh?
No, this thing was really... But I mean, Randy's our friend. We tried to encourage him not to carry that too far with Lawler, and it's just gone too far. Here's Master B. Headed up into the ring area. Couple of insults to the crowd on the way in.
Yeah. Master B, 266 pounds, and here's his opponent, 285. Wrestling out of Hales, Kitchen, New York, does Streak. Making his way to ringside for our opening bout on Powerpro Wrestling. You know, he's got the can with it.
Yeah, he does. Streak with a big victory at the Malice in the Palace earlier this week. He was going against the big German that Baxter's brought in here. Heinrich Franz Keller. There it is. Can of paint just waiting there. Yeah, Master B's got his work cut out for him, I'm going to tell you.
Master B tells security, hey, hold these $10,000 shades. They're more like $10 bucks.
Or everything's that came from me, everything's a dollar store, probably.
Yeah, $1 less store.
Master B.
Yeah, fans.
Yeah, crowd. Yeah. I tell you, they remember some of the things that Streak has done here the last few weeks, especially involving the defense of the flag against Baxter and others.
Master B telling referee Bill Rush, hey, ref, he's about to break my arm over here. Can you break him from this hole? Hey, Powerpro's on tour tonight. Get ready, win Arkansas. National Guard Armory 10-man battle royal. Big night of wrestling tonight. Got Billy Joe Travis, Bill Superstar Dundee, and some others tonight. Win Arkansas. Get ready. Look at that. Big flip from Streak, and the big guy landed right on Master B.
He sure did. Master B was complaining earlier. He's not even able to complain too much, right? Oh, there he goes. He knocked the wind out of me, he said. It's a wrestling match, Master B. Oh, goodness.
I can't breathe.
Yeah. Master B's having a rough day.
He really is.
We're not having the best of days. Jared Lawler's talking in our ear. That's never happened before.
That happen before, no.
There he is. Yeah.
There he is. Yeah,
Right
the
there,
king.
running the show. He threw Bruno out of here. Randy's not here after what happened at Malice in the Palace. You saw at the beginning of the broadcast here.
Well, it's kind of like you said earlier, Dave. We tried to warn Randy. I told him I had a huge concern for all of the stuff he was pulling and the comments he was making about Lawler. And Lawler just made him pay for it down there at the college.
Look at this Brandon Baxter out here.
You two, it's real simple. Dave Brown and Corey Macklin are nothing but liars. Liars are typical Americans, and you two are typical American liars. You see, this past week at the Malice in the Palace Tuesday night, everybody's saying that Street beat Heinrich Franz Keller. Well, to tell you the truth, it didn't happen.
It did happen. He was counted right there.
That's right.
1, 2, 3, Wolverine.
Dave and I were there, and we saw it with our own 2 eyes.
Yeah, and we
got the one.
we saw what you're talking about. We saw what you're talking about. The referee then said, mistake, restart the match. The match was restarted, it continued, and Street got the win.
We can overrule decisions, right? In America,
Improper
we can do that
decision.
in court, too. A court decision can't stand, a wrestling decision can't stand. It makes me sick.
The appeal was made, it was upheld, the match was restarted, there was nothing wrong with it, Brandon Baxter.
That's right.
The only reason you didn't like it is because it didn't end up the way you wanted it to.
That's right.
Streak here, Wrestling Master B. Today, I promise you, if they do not reverse that decision, that the war of Powerpro Wrestling and Brandon Baxter will be ended today. They better reverse the decision.
I don't think the decision's going to be reversed. I hate to bust your ego there, Brandon, but I'm going to tell you, you won't see that happen, I guarantee you. Look at that. Street flipped over, gets the tree, and Master B goes down on a... No, I didn't see him pull it tight. I just saw a good move by Street. We're sitting here watching it, Brandon.
We sit here and call it the way we see it.
He's got Brandon Baxter now. Streak. He's got that can of pain, and here comes Heinrich Franz Keller in. Keller comes in. Jumps Streak from behind.
Now Baxter goes over to Master B and says, hit him. Streak ducks out of the way. Now nails Master B, and now Keller smacked again by the Streak. I don't care what Baxter said. Streak beat him in the middle of the ring at Malice in the Palace.
Now, Brandon Baxter's upset, Dave, because Master B nailed Heinrich Franz Keller, and now Master B's got Brandon Baxter. Look out! Here comes the big German from behind. He pounds down on Master B.
Heinrich Franz Keller and Brandon Baxter doubling up on Master B. He tried to help him, but then didn't work out, and now they're jumping. Here's Street back in.
Street hits the ring.
And there goes Keller.
The big German hits the floor and go out of here.
Yep. And Street comes in to help out Master B there. That is it right there. Very strange turn. Well, expect the unexpected. That's what we say right here on Powerpro Wrestling. The Power Hour will continue right after this. Talk a little bit about the action at Malice in the Palace this past Tuesday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. This giant king, the size was just.
Lawler's talking in our ear here.
We're trying to talk. We want to show this. Well, we want to show this tape, a ball game. But we want to talk about this tape with.
County Fire Department down there. Just a little plug, just to mention it. Next, a week from tomorrow.
Look.
March, Mississippi, 1 o'clock, Lawler's Army.
Raise money for the fight. Okay.
I guess he just...
Well, you just did plug. Okay, well, we might as well do this, or he's not going to leave us alone.
You got that right, yeah.
All right, there it is. That's the team you're playing. That's the fire department there. That's Lawler's Army. I can't tell from here. The monitor's all the way across there. Yeah. And that's the number to call if you want to schedule a game. Okay, and this is next Sunday, a week from tomorrow, 1 o'clock, March, Mississippi. Raise money for the county fire department. Okay. Worthy cause. We got it done. Now can we just talk about this Giant King. This guy, huge, over 7 feet tall.
Oh, yeah.
7'3", 7'4", some people say 7'7". I don't know how big he is. I know he towers over me.
He is huge.
He is huge. Let's take a look at some of the action between him and the guy that's got the ball game, the King, Jerry Lawler. Well, they both arrived to the fireworks at the Mid-South Coliseum. It was quite a night down there.
Big night at the Malice in the Palace, and look at the big guy. I'm telling you, Dave, this guy, he made Lawler look just like a little baby doll, the way he just shook him around the ring.
I've said it before. Lawler is no small man, and this guy just towers over everybody.
Oh, big time. Look at it. Big Giant King, this guy wrestles, comes out of Brazil.
One thing about it, no matter how big they are, Lawler doesn't back up from any of them.
No. And right there, the Big Giant King fell from the right hand from Lawler. There's Randy Hales. That was Randy taking Stacy back to the dressing room. Then he came back to the
Yeah, Randy took Stacy out of there.
Yeah. Oh! Big ball of fire there from Lawler, and the Giant King, I'm telling you, Dave, right there, he stuck his head between his legs, and we didn't see that Giant King anymore.
No, he abdicated his throne right there, headed back, grabbed Randy on the way, threw him in the ring, and he was on his way back out of there.
He threw Randy
to the fireball.
Yeah, he gave Randy up to the dogs, and Lawler went after him, pile drive Randy Hales several times. Billy Joe Travis, Bulldog Reigns came to the rescue. There's Randy.
And big mistake by Randy there. Here's Stacy back.
Stacy comes from behind, stops Randy, and right here is where Lawler. I mean, Dave, I lost count of how many times he pile drive Randy Hales. Time after time after time. And we warned Randy for several weeks. Wouldn't listen to us. But you know how that goes. There's Lawler.
Can you guys hear me, Dave? Corey can hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right.
We got you.
You said it. You just saw it. You warned Randy Hales. I warned Randy Hales. I tried to tell him what the score was, but he didn't want me in Power Pro. Now look where you are, Randy Hales. Huh? You got dropped on your head not once, not twice, but 3 or 4 times. And the last time I saw your Big Giant King, he was leaving in a trail of smoke. I mean, he was actually smoking when he left the Mid-South Coliseum. Now, let me tell you something, Randy. It's a new day here in Power Pro. I'm running the show, as everybody can see, and we're going to do things different. We're going to show you what it's like to have a fan-friendly promoter in Power Pro. As a matter of fact, have you got some entrance music? Hey, soundman, play some entrance music. I'm going to have Stacy come out in the crowd right now. She's going to pass out pictures, absolutely free, color photographs of the only king in Memphis wrestling. The only king of Power Pro Wrestling. Go ahead, Stacy. Go ahead and give those pictures out to everybody in the audience. Give them some T-shirts, too. Go ahead and give them some T-shirts. This is what it's like, Randy Hales. This is how you got to treat the fans, and you can't come out here and insult people like me and get away with it. It's not going to happen. Do you understand what I'm telling you? I'm the guy that's running the show now, Hales.
Well, Jerry's running the show, and
by the way, Dave, since I'm running the show, it's time for a commercial break. All right, we're back on Power Pro Wrestling. More action coming up. Hey, today, just want to take a moment, Dave, and mention that a few days ago, we lost a big wrestling fan, a huge giant in the gospel music industry, a friend of mine, Orlando Draper, and certainly our condolences and prayers go out to the family of Orlando and Miss Draper. Certainly our prayers are with you. All right, ready for more wrestling action here. Power Pro Wrestling, we got the big German coming in here.
Yeah. We've already seen him once in an unscheduled appearance as he came after the streak here a little bit earlier. Brandon Baxter sent him out here. Baxter will be in his corner. Heinrich Franz Keller. He's made a lot of noise since he's been here. He's going against this young man from Australia right here, Ashley Hudson. One of the favorites. He comes out with his boomerang in hand, steps through the ropes, and we are set to go. Brandon Baxter and Heinrich Franz Keller will be arriving soon. I'm sure they'll be waving that German flag around they always carry with them.
Indeed. So this is the battle between Australia and Germany here with Hudson wrestling out of Melbourne, Australia.
International match here on Powerpro Wrestling today. There he comes, waving that flag, and Baxter with that samurai attire on. I'm being told, Lawler is telling me from the booth that he cut that music off. He doesn't like German music. Well, you're going to get a lot of fan support there. I tell you, Jerry, there's no doubt about that. A lot of folks don't like that. They don't like this guy. They don't like the things Baxter has been saying. Oh, you got that wrong. I'm one of them. I don't like it.
Big German misses with the right hand, and Ashley Hudson comes. Look at Hudson go. He's got the German in the corner. Lift the big guy out of there. Nice drop kick from Hudson. Yeah,
nice follow-up by Ashley Hudson. Look at him move this Keller around the ring. Ashley Hudson, like a man on a mission here. Oh, Keller slows him down. Here's that big forearm. Ooh. Heinrich Franz Keller trying to take control of the match. Over to the rope. He's using that middle rope to choke Ashley Hudson.
Look at Heinrich finally breaks it up to referee Aubrey Wayne. Warns him. Putting the boot to the midsection of Ashley Hudson. Whips Hudson into the turnbuckle hard. Heinrich runs right in. He didn't give him any room to breathe in there. And he just takes Hudson, slings him out of the corner. Oh, he's going for a chokehold.
Yeah, he's got that hand wrapped around his throat. You can see it clearly from that camera angle. There he goes again.
We're going to have more about coming up later on, Dave, about Greenville, but want to mention that every week now, every Wednesday night, there's been big wrestling action in Greenville, Mississippi. Alonzo Dukes has done a great job of putting that whole thing together. Powerpro Wrestling in Greenville, Wednesday night. There's the Hollywood Palace. Get that
great crowds in Greenville, Mississippi.
Yeah.
We thank you folks for supporting Powerpro.
Baxter, did you see that? Yep. 1, 2, and 3.
Well, Baxter gets the credit for that one. Ashley Hudson looking really, really good in this match until Baxter interferes.
When I saw what happened here. Now, what about that? That's what needs to be reversed.
Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Hold the microphone right there. That's your job, okay? Shut your stinking mouth. Will you shut up? Let me tell you people this. I've been talking to a legendary, well-known wrestling manager, and he gave me a couple bits of advice, and I thought I'd pass them along to you. He said, Brandon Baxter, you need to be more vicious, more mean. You need to go out there and hurt people, and that's exactly what I started to do today. You saw it just a few moments ago. He said, Brandon Baxter, go out there and you tell the truth, and everything that you say, you make sure you can do. I told you people that I had Japanese blood in my veins, and that's 100% true. I told you that Heinrich Franz Keller was a big bad man, and that is 100% true. I told you he could speak 5 different languages, and that is 100% true. But the reason I'm out here today is to get the decision of the malice and the palace reversed. Everybody saw that Heinrich Franz Keller defeated Streak 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. I want the referee for the match at the malice at the palace to come out here right now and reverse the decision.
We don't have time for that, Brandon.
I'm not going to leave until they reverse the decision. So give me the referee, raise this man's hand. That's what has to be done. Any point.
If anything should be reversed, it should be what
You didn't referee the match.
Hold on.
I didn't referee the match and I didn't see it. But I know the referee who refereed your match very well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Reverse the decision.
He didn't reverse the decision, and I'm certainly not going to reverse it.
What are you talking about?
I'm not going to reverse the decision.
Reverse the decision. That's what
No,
I said.
I'm not. Hey, we have a TV show to do here. We have a TV show to do here. You need to get out of here.
I'm not going anywhere.
We have a TV show. Get out of here.
Hey, come on! need some help for Aubrey. Absolutely ridiculous. Aubrey Wayne, here comes Lawler. He grabs the big jump. Baxter takes off. Totally uncalled for with him jumping the referee. Wanted him to reverse the decision from Tuesday night. Can you hear me, Randy Baxter? I want you to listen up, pal. You come out here and run that little mouth of yours. You just let your big alligator mouth overload your hummingbird rear end, because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen right now. I'm running the show today, and apparently you don't like the United States. Apparently you don't like Powerpro Wrestling, so you know what? You can't beat up on the officials, so you are suspended. You're out of here, pal. Baxter's suspended, huh? He is suspended. You ever heard of love it or leave it? Well, he just left it. We don't need him, right? We need him. Well, the king, Jerry Lawler, is running the Power Hour today. He suspended Baxter. We've got more coming up. We'll be back to all of it.
Powerpro Wrestling's on tour. Not only are we live every Saturday right here on TV5, we thank you for joining us, but listen, tonight over in Wynn, Arkansas, everybody in and around Cross County, make your plans to be in Wynn at the National Guard Armory. 8 o'clock is when it begins tonight. A 10-man battle royal is one of the matches. Superstar Bill Dundee will be there. Billy Joe Travis will be there, too. 8 o'clock tonight, National Guard Armory, Wynn, Arkansas.
Wednesday night, Greenville, Mississippi, and every Wednesday night, Greenville fans down there, King Cobra will be there. Also, Heinrich Franz Keller, Brendan Baxter, Aubrey Wayne. Tickets at the Hollywood Palace. This Wednesday night, every Wednesday night down in Greenville.
And Thursday night, you can find the action at the Lady Luck Casino in Lula, Mississippi at 8 o'clock. The King will be there. Stacy will be there. Too Sexy Brian Christopher also on the card this week. That is this Thursday night, Lady Luck Casino.
Get ready, Kenton, Missouri. American Legion building. Always great action, great fans in Kenton. 8 o'clock bell time this Friday night. Jerry the King Lawler will be there along with Stacy. Billy Joe Travis, Powerpro Wrestling's president. Randy Hales, Too Sexy Brian Christopher, tickets on sale at the Dunklin Democrat for Wrestling Friday night in Kenton, Missouri.
And in Northwest Tennessee, in Martin, Tennessee, at Westview High School. This is sponsored by the cheerleaders. It'll be at 8 o'clock next Saturday. Let's see, that's not next Saturday. I believe that's 2 weeks. Yeah, Saturday, August 8th. Make note of the date. Saturday, August 8th, Martin, Tennessee, at Westview High at 8 o'clock. Lawler, Christopher, Dundee, Baxter, all scheduled on that big card there. Powerpro Wrestling on tour when it's in your area. Be there.
Oh,
you're going to be entertained. Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Tonight, Wynn, Arkansas. Action coming up here. Still got that big main event. Billy Joe Travis, Bulldog Ring. Taking on Jerry the King Lawler, Bill Superstar Dundee. That's coming up.
Oh, indeed. But coming up right now, that Tony Falk headed this way. Veteran wrestler going against another veteran. One of the favorites around here. A young man who worked hard and became a champion.
He sure did.
Talking about the one and only King Cobra. Should be headed this way right now to do battle against Tony Falk. It'll be an interesting match against a couple of guys who have been around wrestling for a long, long time. There's King Cobra right there.
Cobra making his way to the ring area. We'll see the Cobra Man in action coming up here on his debut on Powerpro Wrestling. Referee Bill Wright standing in the middle of the ring. And Cobra hand out the rope, and we'll get ready for action. Cobra, former unified world champion, former wrestling champion down in Mississippi down there around Greenville, around those parts.
I remember when Cobra won the championship, and everybody said, yeah, well, he'll never be able to hang on to it. But he did. He was able to defend the championship at times, and fine veteran wrestler here. Oh, he's got Tony Falk down in a painful position as he's got that left arm barred. Falk trying to get back up on his feet now.
Twisting the arm of Tony Falk, and King Cobra goes to work on him, and Falk stands out, gets a break as he leans between the ropes. Says, hey, make him break. He made him break as soon as he put the hold on him. Wasn't soon enough for Tony, though. Nice takedown by King Cobra, and he grabs the leg. Works over that left leg of Tony Falk.
All right, we got to cut away from this match a minute. Don't go away, fans. Something's going on. We're in the parking lot.
Paul is laughing in my ear. I don't know what.
They're in it. Look, that's Bruno.
Oh, that's what he's laughing about.
What is going on, though? Is that Randy? That looks like Randy sitting in the car.
Randy?
He's not even supposed to be here.
Well, That is Randy. Yeah, Bruno's trying to get him out of his car.
Lawler's saying in my ear that he's told all security people that he's not allowed in the building. Randy is not to be allowed in the building. Because
What is deja vu?
yeah, we wasn't it the other way around here a week or so ago where Randy wouldn't let Lawler in the building. Well, Lawler has said Randy Hales couldn't get in the building even though he has arrived in the parking lot. So maybe our only look at Randy here today.
Yeah, well, we finally get a chance to at least see Randy and see that he's up.
Well, he's got that neck brace on. He's trying to get around too good. Looks like Bruno's trying to get him in a wheelchair. There he is. He doesn't look in too good a shape.
Looks like they got the doors open. The door open just to be in the studio.
The door was open. He's in the building.
He's in the building, no doubt about it. Leaps over. 1, 2, 3. Gets the win over Tony Falk, and there's your winner, King Cobra.
Hey,
let's sunset flip.
Let's take us a quick break, and then let's see what's going to happen because Randy has made it into the building somehow. We'll be back in a minute. All right, hey, big intercontinental match at the Malice in the Palace last week. We're going to take a look at highlights of that coming up here. Well, Randy is here. He's in the studio. Let's see here's Randy. What's going on, Randy? All right, Randy. We saw what happened at the beginning of the program and all of that. Lawler said that you couldn't be in the building here, but I see you made it.
I told you so, Dave. I told you how evil and how no good Jerry Lawler was. And what did he try to do? Him and Stacy, they tried to kill me Tuesday night at the Malice in the Palace. I've had to go to the hospital. These people here may think it's funny, but I don't think it's funny. You know, Dave, have you ever known me to take a day off ever? But I just couldn't be here. I'm in too much pain. But then Bruno called me. I turned on the television. I had instructed Jerry Lawler is fired from this company. He has none of the people on his team anymore. And what I just don't understand. He has no business here. Certainly running this program. I've watched it have Stacy giving things away and him plugging ball games. This is a wrestling show. I mean, so I'm here, even though that I'm hurt, to be a man and take care of the situation like it should be taken care of.
Well, Randy, you're still the president, no doubt.
I want to get the security.
Hey, Randy, I'm glad to see you can make it here today. I came out here a little earlier and I did what I thought was right. And Jerry Lawler in this, he's trying to be some big hero, trying to run the show. He came out here and he suspended me and said I couldn't be in Powerpro Wrestling anymore.
So he suspended you?
He told me I was suspended.
Somehow, because he hit the referee and he suspended it.
What do you offer me?
I didn't do anything wrong. I did what I thought was right. And I think reinstated me. You know how Jerry
You're asking to be reinstated? If you get rid of you're determined to get rid of Jerry Lawler, I'll reinstate you because I'm still the owner of this. I'm still the boss. I still run this thing. Okay. All right. Okay. These people, Dave, we need to tell security. These people shouldn't talk like they're talking to me. Okay. We'll make a deal with you. If you come through on that, then it'll be a situation.
Well, you better get started because here he is, Brandon. Well, it looks like Brandon's not doing much to get rid of Lawler.
Where you going, Randy? Hey, hang on just a second.
Security, get him out of here.
Do you not realize, Randy, you're not in charge anymore? Now, let me ask you one quick question. Is that Thor? Hey! Now, listen. You're not going to reinstate Brandon Baxter because ask all of these people. He's suspended, right? Yeah, he is. No, he's not. Hey, let me tell you something else. I can't see him. Okay, here I am, right here, Randy.
No, I don't want to say, get the security.
Hey, you see security. Hey, everybody saw you, Randy Hales, stand there last Tuesday night, tear your shirt off and expose that pathetic little scrawny, puny body. I understand you have to keep from going down the drain when you take a shower. Well, let me tell you something. You are the one that inspired Randy Hales, not me. So as a matter of fact, we're going to get you right out of the studio.
How did you get back in?
How did you get out?
Because I'm involved with the TV station, just like I got in here. I got a key, so you can't... Hey!
You don't have a key anymore, Randy, so come on, let's go for a little ride.
This thing continues. I don't like it. I don't like it from either side.
No. He's taking Randy's key. He had a key, and that's how he got in there. Lawler snatched his key from him. Now he's rolling Randy out of here. See, this is ridiculous.
Out in the parking lot.
Out in the parking lot.
Out the car, he says.
Come on. Oh, no, he dumped Randy out of the wheelchair. Boy.
Poor Randy.
Where's Bruno?
I don't know where Bruno is, but Bruno, if you're anywhere in the building and looking at a monitor, get out there and help Randy. Man. It just keeps going.
Hey, what are we still doing on the air? We're supposed to be in a break right now, aren't we?
No.
Let's show the footage of Rocky Maivia versus Brian Christopher. How about that?
Let's do it. Great match from Malice in the Palace. Let's do that right
I
now.
had to take out the garbage, but you know, those things got to be done.
Right here, Dave, we saw Brian holding the Intercontinental title. Didn't win it. He just took it and took off with it.
Yeah, but The Rock still the Intercontinental champion. But I tell you what, Brian did handle that guy right there.
Yeah.
Here he comes. He's not happy. Kid Wickett.
Yeah, and Brian Christopher's not happy either about Kid Wickett's interference in the Intercontinental title match down there, too.
Everybody just follow through. I got one question for you, Corey. Where is Brian Christopher today?
He's not on the
where he's
program
at.
today.
He's where his priorities are. He's working for the WWF. He has once again let Memphis and Powerpro Wrestling down. I tell you what, had Kid Wiggin had the opportunity that Too Sexy had, he wouldn't let all these people down in Memphis. He wouldn't be gone with WWF today. He would have his priorities where they need to be, and that is in this company and Powerpro Wrestling. And he would have his priorities right and in order.
Well, you've got a match coming up today with Young Giants Championship on the line against Mr. Personality, Derek King, right here today.
I've already beat Derek. I beat him in Memphis the other night, Tuesday night. He is a chump. I should have been on Continental title fight. I should have been the one that had the opportunity to watch Maivia. Not Too Sexy Brian Christopher.
Well, I hear music. Well, the Nation of Domination music, and look at that. Here's Mr. Personality, Derek King, taking his
possible, but I've finally found the right gimmick. I talked to my good friend The Rock the other night, and he told me to tell you this, Kid Wicked. Shut your mouth, know your role, because I'm the best not intercontinental, but the best young gun around here, so get your tail in the ring, and I'm about to show you what I am.
Well, Mr. Personality today with another personality today. Found his miss. Comes to The Rock, Rocky Maivia, the Intercontinental Champion, and says that The Rock has instructed him how to take care of Kid Wicked.
Well, I saw him talking backstage last week at the Mid-South Coliseum before the Malice in the Palace got going. And Mr. Personalities, who has adopted a personality or two here and there, says this is it. He thinks this is the answer. He's even got Rock written across the back of his wrestling ties there. And son of a gun, he's pretty much in control of the match so far.
He sure is. So, The Rock, Rocky Maivia, has instructed Mr. Personality, Derek King, how to take care of Kid Wicked. And so far, so good. Oh, he pulls off the elbow pad. Bounces off the ropes, and look out. Just a big elbow down on Kid Wicked.
People's elbow he drops down with there.
So I guess we call him, Dave, the Mini Rock.
So,
Derek King.
I guess so, yeah. He's celebrating. He's feeling good about it. I think he maybe waited.
Got a cover, 2 count, and Kid Wicked kicks out.
He made a mistake there. If he had gone for the cover instead of celebrating, he would have had a better chance to hold Kid Wicked down for the
He
count.
sure would have. Look at this. He climbs up on the middle rope now.
There he goes.
He misses this time. Kid Wicked slides out of the way, and Mr. Personalities misses as he comes off the rope. Oh, boy.
Neckbreaker. Down to 1, 2. Kid Wicked takes it. Well, one thing, no matter whom you get advice from, don't take Kid Wicked for granted.
Kid Wicked hangs on to the Young Guns Championship. Big main event when we come back. Got the King and the Superstar teaming up there.
Against Billy Joe Travis and Bulldog Reigns, champions, tag team champions. They won it at the Malice. Back in a moment. Hey, we've got a couple of folks we want to talk to here in just a minute before we get to the main event. Listen, I've just been told that a match has been signed for Wednesday in Greenville. Aubrey Wayne challenged Brandon Baxter to a match, and if they get the suspension worked out, and I don't know how that's going to go, then that match is scheduled for Greenville Wednesday night. Here's Samantha with Superstar Bill Dundee and the King. Hello, Bill. How are you?
All right, old folks, listen up, Memphis, because you've been looking at the rest. Now you're fixing to look at the best, brother. All them jabronis are out of the way. Okay, you're going to get the King, the Superstar, Samantha. I'm going to tell you where I'm going to be the rest of the week. Thursday night, we're going to be at the Lady Luck, right, brother? Miss Samantha, you and Stacy, me, and a whole host of others. That's right, others. Then Friday night, I'm going to be in Corinth, Mississippi. And on Saturday night, I'm going to Crockett Mills to drive my pool truck. I see you.
All right.
You know, since I'm running the show, you can't help but have a match with the King and the Superstar against somebody. We don't care who it is. But hey, Bill, look, we're not taking him in there as your partner. Well, I got the real one. That's all right, man. I'll tell you what. Bring him out here because we're ready to go. Have they picked up the trash on the parking lot yet, Dave?
I'm not sure what happened at the parking lot.
Well, make a quick call to BFI. Huh?
Billy Joe Travis and Bulldog Reigns headed this way. Guys, look out. He's got the guitar with him. And we're just about set to go with today's main event on Power Hour. The King and the Superstar back together again. These guys have been a great tag team. They have battled each other against each other in single matches. They really have some kind of history. They are going against. You are the champions, there's no doubt about it. Billy Joe Travis and Bulldog Reigns won the championship in the one-night tournament at Malice in the Palace last week at the Mid-South Coliseum. So, yep, they are the title holders. This is not scheduled as a title match, but I guarantee you what, you will see action as though it were, because they are going against two of the toughest, most rugged veterans in the history of wrestling.
No doubt about it. And big main event today on Powerpro Wrestling. We've been looking forward to this one. The King and the Superstar, Bulldog Reigns, Mark Lawler with a big right hand, and the King hits him with a right hand of his own, and the Bulldog runs out of there.
This Bulldog is tough. Since he and Travis have teamed up, they have been a formidable tag team. Travis has had many tag team partners during his career, but this guy is one of the toughest when it just comes to brute strength. Billy on the receiving end right there.
Lawler and the Bulldog Reigns standing in the middle of the ring. They're tied up here. Referee Bill Rush in between, and Lawler sneaks a left and a right on the Bulldog. Tag still superstar Don. He comes in, and look at Bill. Right after right from the little Aussie, and he gets the Bulldog down on the mat.
And as Lawler's leaving, he goes, okay, you got him. I tell you what, these guys are something else to watch.
These two really work together well. They've done it for many years. Work together almost as good as you and I do, Dan.
That's true. Well, I don't want to work against them.
Oh, you got that right. I'll stay over here. Billy Joe, the music man, back that knee in. He slugs it with a right hand. That sounded like some sort of thing. Coming from Billy Joe Travis. Oh! He slapped that knee and he's got a can of worms there.
You insult Dundee and he'll come right back at you. This little Australian is fine. Over to the corner goes Travis for the tag, but he's in the wrong corner and he gets tagged.
He gets out of there. And Samantha has to get him back in. Dundee backs him up. We've got action all over the place in our main event today. Double backdrop from Dundee and Lawler, and Billy Joe Travis goes down.
And they knock Bulldog Reigns off the apron there. He came leaping back into the corner. Travis with a big swing on Lawler. Man, he busted that time, didn't he?
Big backdrop from Billy Joe, and he tags Bulldog Reigns. Hey, we've talked about Lawler and Dundee and how well they work together. Travis and Reigns, they won that Powerpro Wrestling Tag Team Tournament this last Tuesday night at Malice in the Palace, and these guys look awfully good here today.
You gotta hand it to them. They are a tag team. There's the next kicker by Lawler. Great move. And Bulldog Reigns left lying in the mat. Here comes Travis wandering in. Everybody in there briefly. Referee sending Travis back outside. Lawler steps outside the rope.
Dundee with punch after punch. Whips him hard into that turnbuckle. Oh, goes in. Nobody home as the Bulldog gets out of there. Slams Dundee's hand right into the boot of Billy Joe Travis.
Great action here. Don't forget, fans over in Wynn, Arkansas, it's this kind of action you'll see from Powerpro tonight, 8 o'clock at the National Guard Armory. Wednesday night in Greenville, Mississippi. Thursday at Lady Luck, Kennett, Missouri on Friday night, and in Martin, Tennessee on the 8th.
A couple of weeks from today, that big Martin action coming up. A lot of great fans around Martin and college students also getting ready for Powerpro Wrestling. When it comes near you, Bulldog just slams Dundee down. Only gets the one count out of it, and a little Aussie kicks out. Boy, this guy Dundee is just tough.
He makes the tag. Here comes Lawler. Oh, the strap's down. Look out. He goes after Bulldog Reigns as Dundee is after Billy Joe Travis. Everybody in the ring.
Oh, look out. Here comes the big German, Heinrich Von Keller. He hits the ring, and referee Bill Rush is going to call for the bell. Brandon Baxter in there as well.
Baxter and Keller doubling up on Lawler.
Yeah, let's see if we can get somebody.
They've got Dundee over in the corner. Bulldog Reigns has got him. And now Heinrich Franz Keller holds him up while Billy Joe Travis hits him with a right fist. The thumbchucks that Brandon Baxter has. Use them as a billy club.
Oh, boy, I don't know if we're going to be able to get this settled or not, Dan. Call for the bell, we ring it, and they continue. We've got all of them in there, Lawler and Dundee, the big German Heinrich Franz Keller. Travis, Billy Joe out on the floor. There goes Brandon Baxter over the top rope. Dundee's got the new cut.
That's how you end it right there. Dundee and Lawler taking control back. Dundee grabs Keller around the throat. And okay, Travis coming back.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, let's take a break, try to get this thing sorted.
All right, we're back. We don't have a lot of time here. Lawler and Dundee victorious in the match by DQ.
Yeah, they were victorious. I just wanted to say that I like a lot better working for you than Randy Hale. You do a much better job.
Well, I appreciate it. Let me just tell Randy Hales one thing. Bill, I wish we had a dime for every time they thought they were going to be able to jump us and outman us and outgun us and outnumber us. And I wish I also had a dime for every time they didn't get the job done. So, Randy Hales, if that was your doing, you bring it on, baby. Because me and the superstar take care of your German, your little Brandon Baxter, and especially you. So just load the wagon because we can handle the load. I promise you that.
All right, next week, more Powerpro Wrestling. Join us at 11 o'clock. Fill in for Corey Macklin. I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
This is Randy Hales stuff, right? Randy Hales. Wait a minute. I've got the show right here to do. I told Randy Hales that I was going to get rid of the team, and I told him I was going to be running the show today. And you know what? I don't see your name on here anywhere, Bruno. So I'm running the show today, and apparently you don't like the United States. Apparently you don't like Powerpro Wrestling. So you know what? You can't beat up on the officials, so you are suspended. You're out of here, pal.
The door is open.
The door open. Wants to be in the studio.
The door was open. He's in the building.
Jerry Lawler is fired from this company.
Just a second. Security, get him out of here. Do you not realize, Randy, you're not in charge anymore? You are the one that is fired, Randy Hales, not me. So as a matter of fact, we're going to get you right out of the studio.
Go out the car, he says.
Come on, nice.
Dump Randy out of the wheelchair.
Boy.
Studios of TV5 at TV5 Powerpro Wrestling. Hello, everybody. Corey Macklin at ringside. Dave Brown, a well-deserved vacation off today. He'll be back with us next week here on the Power Hour. Well, you saw earlier that Randy Hales delegated to television last week to Bruno, but Lawler with a big hostile takeover. We saw what happened there last week. Haven't talked to Randy. Hadn't seen him all week. Couldn't catch up with him at the office. I don't know what the deal is there with Randy. I'm sure we'll hear from him sometime here today. But the king, Jerry Lawler, is here today. As a matter of fact, he's upstairs in the control room. Can we go? There he is. There's Jerry.
Corey, listen, I just want to say that there was a big to-do last week when I took over the show, and Randy Hales was all upset, and he was crying and complaining, saying that it was a horrible show. But you know what? It turned out to be not such a horrible show. As a matter of fact, Corey, I know that one thing, television, it depends on ratings. All the television shows are on television to try to get a lot of people to watch them. Is that right, Corey?
Oh, no doubt about it. Yes,
I mean, you wait every Sunday or every Monday morning, you go and check the ratings and see what Powerpro Wrestling did, right?
Every Monday morning, that's right.
Every Monday morning. Well, you know what? Last week, Randy Hales was screaming about what a horrible show it was, the one that I took over and the one that I produced. Well, I happen to have a copy of the ratings right here. Now, this is not for everybody's consumption. This is TV station use only. But as I look over these ratings, you realize that last week's Powerpro Wrestling show was the highest-rated Powerpro Wrestling show in history.
That's right. No doubt about it.
Now, not only that, but it was the highest-rated television show of all shows anywhere in the entire Memphis market. I'm talking about on Saturday, there were over 200 shows on Channel 3, Channel 5, Channel 13, 30, and 24. And, I mean, we're talking about Wheel of Fortune, Murphy Brown, NYPD Blue, X-Files, Cops, all of them. And Powerpro Wrestling had a higher rating than any of these shows.
That's right.
I mean, let me say, obviously somebody did something right last week, Randy. And you know what that means? It means that the King is a fan-friendly promoter. Because I gave the people what they wanted last week, and we're going to do the same thing today. And I got a little list of matches here that we're going to have on today's show that I think the fans are going to like. And number one, let me talk for just a minute about an 8-man elimination tag match today. Now, this is one of the most exciting kind of matches. You don't just get to pin one man and the match is over. Everybody's got to be eliminated on one side before the match ends. We're going to have one of those today, and it's going to feature Too Sexy Brian Christopher.
That's right. He's on one side of the ring with 3 other partners over there.
That's right. Now, that's not all. You know, I've been looking at this situation between
Coca Ware and Bill Superstar Dundee. And it looks like Coca Ware is sticking his nose in Bill's business every chance he gets. So let's give him a good chance to get things straightened out one-on-one today. Bill Superstar Dundee against the Birdman Coca Ware right here on TV today.
Right here in the
ring. It's going to be
ring.
another big match.
That's right.
And then we got this little runt, Brandon Baxter, who's running all over the place, talking about how tough he is. Well, you know what, Brandon? I'm going to show everybody today that you're not so tough. I'm going to put you in a special kind of match right here on TV today. It's going to be a back alley street brawl. And that means that the match is not over until either you or your opponent has had all of their clothes ripped off their body.
That's right.
You understand that? That's right. And your opponent, Brandon Baxter, today, right here in this ring, is going to be none other than Stacy. So we're going to see a back alley street brawl between Brandon Baxter and Stacy.
Well, we remember it's television. I didn't realize that.
That's right. It's fan-friendly television. We're giving the people exactly what they want to see, Corey. And speaking of that,
I'm not wrestling Stacy. It's not going to happen. Brandon Baxter's down here, Jerry, in the studio.
hey, Brandon Baxter, shut up for a minute. Because I'm not through. I'm glad you got Billy Travis out there. Because Billy Travis, I got a little match for you, too. You've been sticking your nose in every time I get my hands on Randy Hales, like at Malice in the Palace, when I picked Randy Hales up and dropped him on his head and about 3 pile drivers. You were the one to come to his rescue. Well, Billy Travis, you're going to find out today that Randy Hales ain't running things around here anymore. The King is. And so the last match on TV today is the King is going to go change into his wrestling tights, and me and you, Billy Travis, are going to have a pile driver match right here on Channel 5.
How do you like them apples?
Ain't going to be over until somebody gets pile driven.
You don't run my truck, boy. You don't run my truck. Randy Hale runs my chest. And you know how you beat up a 120-pound man, but it's a little different with me, Fox. I promise you, Randy Hale, a pile driver match. You say I'm a seasoned veteran. I'll beat your brains out today. I promise you.
Corey, hey, we've had enough of this mouthing out there. The matches are set. They're going to take place right here today. Let's go to a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Sounds good to me, King. Let's do that. We'll come back with the 8-man elimination right here on the Power Hour. We'll be back to all of it. What a way to kick things off. All right, we're back on Powerpro Wrestling, the Power Hour. 8-man elimination. Coming up our opening bout today on Powerpro Wrestling. Making our way to the ring area. There's a look at Mr. Personalities, Derek King, Bulldog Reigns, Tony Falk, and Kid Wicked. Referee Bill Rush right in the middle of the ring, and we are awaiting the opponents on the other side. 8-man elimination signed, one of the bouts signed by Jerry Lawler. Music plays, and on the other side of the ring, boy, can't wait to see these guys. Here is Keith Dixon, Brian Christopher, leading the way. He's got Trick along with him. Lance Jade and Ashley Hudson, and it's only our opener here on Powerpro Wrestling. The Power Hour about to be underway. Referee Bill Rush standing in the middle of the ring. He'll have a tough job here today. This is just our opening bout. Big main event coming up today as Jerry Lawler has already announced earlier. The King will be in the ring taking on the Music Man, Billy Joe Travis. That's coming up right here today on Powerpro Wrestling. As soon as we get the signal from the referee, we will ring the bell and sound it, and we'll get this one underway. Lance Jade steps out from his side. I don't know who's going to... Looks like it's going to be... Referee calls for the bell. And here we go. It's going to be Streak for one side. On the other side, that's Tony Falk starting off for his team. Streak and Tony Falk in the middle of the ring. Angling up now, and Falk. Streak picks him up. body slam. Here comes Mr. Personalities in. Takes him down, and a big slam on Derek King, and King runs out of there. Well, we've got a full house today here at the studios of TV5 and the Power Hour. Love to have you here. Stay tuned later on in the program. You'll see the address and mail for tickets. Love to have you right here live in the studios of TV5 for Powerpro Wrestling. Bulldog Reigns reversed into the turnbuckle. Street catches him with a big elbow, knocks him down. Oh, look at that. Ashley Hudson with a right hand, and Street working over the big Bulldog. Bulldog Reigns wanting a tag, can't get to it. Lance Cage comes in. Lance, young man wrestling in out of Phoenix, Arizona. Came into Powerpro and he has done a great job. Tag made. Here comes the Young Guns champion, Kid Wicked in. He snaps Lance Cage over 1 count, 2 count, and Lance kicks out of it. Lance makes the tag on 2 sexy Brian Christopher. Christopher steps in. He's in the middle of the ring now with Tony Stark. Paul backs him up. Whips Christopher in. Christopher goes under. That's the clothesline. Super kick. 1 count. 3. Tony Stark has been eliminated. Remind you, this is an 8-man elimination match. It goes until it's down to only 1 winner. So Falk, the first one eliminated in the 8-man tag. So that only leaves 3 on the other side. And Bulldog Reigns, Kid Wicked, Mr. Personality, Derek King. On the other side, you got Christopher Street, Lance Cage, and Ashley Hudson in there. Oh, boy, little wishbone and a wish made on the Bulldog. Lance Cage and Christopher working him over. Lance whips him in hard into the turnbuckle. Goes in up the Bulldog leg. Pounding away on him. Lance counting, and Lance gets 7 punches on the Bulldog. Look out, he's winning his top 2 things. He clobbers Lance with that thing. 1, 2, and 3. Lance Cage has been eliminated from the 8-man elimination. So, it's down now to 6:35. Street is telling referee Bill Rice, hey, Ruffy had a chance. Tough shot for the referee, though, in this situation. When all of the guys in the middle of the ring. Bulldog Reigns standing on one side, and he's awaiting the Street. Out of Hell's Kitchen, New York, big guy, 287 pounds. Eyes up with Bulldog Reigns, and he goes to work on it. Pounds away on that arm of the Bulldog. Tag made, here comes Christopher. Up on the middle rope. Oh, Bulldog gets out of there, and I thought Brian had him that time, but Bulldog Reigns says, hey, I'm taking off. He tags Ashley Hudson, and he's laughing about it because it is definitely an elimination match. It's a little different than a tag team situation. It's eliminated where everybody's for themselves. And as you eliminate it, then you are out of the match. We're down now to 3 all. Hudson and Christopher going at it, 3 on each side. But Brian's going after his partner that came in here with him, Ashley Hudson. Hudson whips him in. Christopher ducks him, rolls him up. He's got Ashley 2 and 3. So Ashley Hudson has been eliminated. Brian rolled him up, held him for the 3 count. And Street is kind of looking in unbelief there and what happened. And Christopher just kind of rolled up Ashley Hudson, got the 3 count on him. So Ashley's eliminated. As we said, everybody's for themselves in this thing. Elimination match, we're down to 5. Started out with an 8-man elimination. Still to come today on the Power Hour. Superstar Bill Dundee taking on the Birdman, Coco Beware. Hey, what in the world is this? In the control room, that's Billy Travis. I see Randy. They got Lawler out of the control room while this match continues here. Oh, Travis is shouting. Look out, ball driver. On the floor upstairs in our control room. Billy Travis, Brandon Baxter, who else? That's the German, Heinrich Franz Keller. I saw Randy Hales standing around there. Oh, I bet you Randy's orchestrated this whole thing. Back to action here in the ring. Oh, they've got Jerry in the control room. The pile drive down out on the floor. There's Travis. They're all over him there. Here comes Stacy out, meanwhile, here in the studio. Stacy. Yeah, I think she's telling Brian what's happening. Stacy comes out during the elimination. She's telling Brian, hey, Travis and Keller, all of those guys are upstairs. Meanwhile, Kid Wicket for Brian. I guess Brian eliminated Brian. Yeah, I guess, yeah. Meanwhile, the eighth of the elimination match continues. There's Randy Hales in the studio. And yeah, Randy's orchestrating that whole thing. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. I just happened to take a glimpse at the monitor and saw where Travis and Franz Keller, Baxter, Randy Hales all jumped on Lawler, and they've got Jerry. Stacy's came out, and she told Brian what's taking place up there. I can't... There's Brian. He's made it up to the control room, looks like. Going after somebody. I couldn't really see who he was after. Brian is supposedly in this elimination match, but he's going up to Tickle and Jerry. As the elimination continues, the 2 count on Mr. Personality. I'm telling you. I don't know what's going on. Jerry's down on the floor. I tell you what, we'll let this match continue. Let's take a break. Back with more in the Power Hour. Back on the Power Hour. And the elimination match continues. Still trying to find out exactly what's going on upstairs in the control room. With this whole thing with Lawler, they're over him there. There's Brian and Stacy checking on him. Mr. Personality's got Kid Wicket. Ooh, taps him down. 1 count, 2, and Bulldog Reigns comes in. Saves the day for Kid Wicket. Just when I thought he had him, look out. Reverse neck breaker. 1, 2, and 3. So Mr. Personalities has been eliminated now. So that leaves Kid Wicket, Bulldog Reigns, and Street remaining in the elimination match now. Mr. Personalities has been eliminated, but he's still sticking around. Meanwhile, they're checking on Lawler up in the upstairs. That's just right outside of the control room there. Kid Wicket comes over. Mr. Personalities heads down. Quick shot him. Choke slam on Kid Wicket. 2. And he won't wake up from that one. 3 count in. The elimination continues. It's down to only 2 now. Bulldog Reigns and Street. Bulldog jumped him from behind. Whipped him into the ropes now. And look at Street. He's got Bulldog Reigns. Wow. 1, 2, 3. DDT on him. And that's going to end it. So the winner of the elimination match will be Street. Okay, I understand. I got another earpiece now. Now I can hear what's going on. I couldn't hear what was going on earlier. But now I understand that we got a camera outside. Yeah, let's see if we can get. Do we have one near that we can get near the entrance there of where the fans come in? There's the coffee. I don't know if we can get a camera out there. Oh my goodness, we got an ambulance. plant that is outside on the lot here. Lawler. There's Jerry. Hey. Okay, James, I got my IFB now. New IFB working. Maybe I can hear what's going on. If you'll let me know, I'll try to find out more. We'll take a break and be back with more on the Power Hour. So we're back on air now. We're trying to find out the situation with Lawler. Maybe we'll get a camera. We'll find the camera somewhere and check on Jerry on that whole thing. Got Buddy Wayne out here with me now. Hello, Budro.
Yeah, good deal, Corey.
Powerpro Wrestling's event coordinator and promoter. And Buddy, I want to talk about Greenville, Mississippi. Every Wednesday night, Powerpro Wrestling. It's right there in Greenville. A lot of great fans around.
Oh, you know, Corey, you're going to have to come down there. Because every week, Alonzo Dukes is the one handling that down there at the Hollywood Palace, right? Doing a super job down there.
Brandon, hey, I'm trying to talk to Buddy Wayne. We don't need to talk. Buddy, excuse me.
Okay, go ahead.
See what these guys want. Corey, do you know who you remind me of? Do you know who you remind me of? No, I don't. You remind me of how I used to be. Because you come out here and you yell, you scream, and you let the veins come out of your neck and your throat, and you act like a fool. But nobody's listening to you, Corey. You know why? Because you don't scream and act like a fool, and acting like a total imbecile. But everybody's asking me when I'm up and down the road. They're saying, Brandon Baxter, why are you now supporting Randy Hales? I'll tell you why. Because you see, the Randy Hales that used to be here was a puppet. He was a corporate puppet to you, to Dave Brown, to Bill Dundee, Brian Christopher, and especially to Jerry Lawler. But you see, that day has changed. And now Randy Hales is his own man. Powerpro Wrestling is his company, and he's got it in his head that he should run Jerry Lawler out of here, and that is exactly right. Because the real future of Powerpro Wrestling is Brandon Baxter, Heinrich Franz Keller, Billy Joe Travis, Bulldog Ray, the Young Gun. It's not Jerry Lawler. And Jerry Lawler, you know, came out here and he said he was making a match between me and Stacy, right? Yeah, and I just saw what you guys pulled upstairs in control. Well, you see now, Randy Hales is back in 100% control. And I know Randy real well now. And I know that Randy Hales would not want filmed like a match between me and Stacy on this television. So that match isn't going to happen. I understand that Jerry Lawler also made this match between Heinrich Franz Keller and Master B after what happened last week. That's going to take place. Master B, Reggie B, whatever his name is. Go ahead and get him out here. He's nothing but a loser, and we're going to prove it right here and right now. Well, that's the reason we have matches back there. The big German, Heinrich Franz Keller, right to the ring by Brandon Baxter. His opponent today on the Power Hour, Master B. Look at his way to the ring area. And looking forward to this match coming up. Hey, meanwhile, see, they're working on Jerry. Looks like the medics have arrived. We saw the ambulance out in the parking lot. Medics are standing over him along with Stacy. They're going to try to get him on the stretcher there. Hey, if there's any way upstairs that I can find out a little more on Jerry's condition, maybe if I can find out what hospital they're going to take him to or something. Try to check on him later on. Okay, referee's calling for the bell. Brian Christopher's up there, buddy, and Lawler, the medics are working on him. It looks like Lawler, he's refusing. He acts like he doesn't want to get on the stretcher.
This will take a lot to put Jerry Lawler down.
Yeah, he's got to,
yeah. You would say, you know, Lawler's a tough man. There's been a lot of guys thought they'd been beat Lawler and come out of commission, but it ain't happened.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, you know, we were talking a while ago about some of the matches around the area.
Yeah.
We have been having tremendous crowds everywhere, Corey, as you know.
Like in Missouri.
Oh, fantastic crowd, large crowd. Greenville, Mississippi, we mentioned, doing terrific. In fact, we'll be back in Greenville this coming Wednesday, right?
What, I'm going to make it down there one of those
days. I want you to. A lot of people asking about you. Sure
I'll
are.
be down there in Greenville soon, as a matter of fact. James, a control room shot of, looks like they've got Jerry on the stretcher. While this match continues. Yeah, I saw what you just pulled. Look, they're rolling Lawler out on the stretcher now. The medics and Stacy's over. See if we can find out more. See, that takes the right motivation. And Buddy Wayne, what in the world are you doing out here? Who invited you out here? I invited him out here, Brandon. Don't you worry about it. Just because you and Randy Hales are buddies and running all around town, that means you're going to run anything around here. I invited him.
could care less about Greenville, Buddy Wayne. I don't care who you are, what you've done. Brandon Baxter over here, bothering Buddy Wayne, the big coordinator for Powerpro. Buddy, be careful, buddy. Meanwhile, in the field, the 100-pound power. 1, 2, 3. Massive B with a big win. What an upset here on the Power Hour. He defeats the big German and Heinrich Teller. Upset about it. Hey, buddy, if Brandon wasn't over here bothering you.
See, that's what happens. He needs to be taking care of his own business.
Let's get some help out here from Master B. They're waving that German flag and all that stuff. Come on. Enough of that. Master B with a huge victory today. He defeats Heinrich Teller and lay the German flag on Master there.
The big streaks in there. They kind of want to leave there now, don't
You
they?
got that right there.
They're great when the man's down, Corey.
Yeah, Baxter out here running his mouth and all of that stuff. Hey, I'll tell you what. Let's take a break. The Power Hour is going to continue. Hey, buddy, thanks for coming out.
I really am glad
We're
to be
going to
here.
take on Sheriff Randy Hales at the seat. Oh, my goodness.
What is that into there?
Well, we'll see when we come back. Randy Hales back at the seat. Okay, back on Powerpro Wrestling, the Power Hour. Let's take a look. Buddy Wayne was out earlier talking about the Powerpro Wrestling tour. Let's take a look at all of it. Greenville, Mississippi wins tonight at the Hollywood Palace. Their streak is on the card. Heinrich Teller will be there along with Brandon Baxter, and Baxter taking on Aubrey Wayne. Buddy Wayne, a special referee. Wednesday night in Greenville, Mississippi, Hollywood Palace. Coming up Thursday night, we've got a wrestling at the Lady Luck Casino Pavilion Entertainment Center, Lula, Mississippi. 8 o'clock is bell time. Chief Sexy Brian Christopher, Coco Beware, Phil Superstar Dundee, Brandon Baxter, many others this Thursday night at the Lady Luck. And coming out, Martin, Tennessee, at the Westview High School there, sponsored by the cheerleaders. 8 o'clock is bell time. Jerry Lawler, Brian Christopher, Billy Joe Travis, Phil Superstar Dundee, and a special appearance by PPW's president, that's Randy Hales. So Randy's up and about. Understanding, I saw him in the control room shot just a moment ago. Maybe we can get this one. I was going to say later on, but speak of the devil, here he is, Randy Hales, Brandon Baxter. He's got Billy Joe Travis along with him. Randy, I cannot believe what you guys pulled out here. Cannot believe it, but I tell you, if I was a betting man, I would have bet that you orchestrated that thing.
Could we look outside Corey Macklin?
So they get to Jerry, yeah. You're real proud of that, too.
Now, let me tell everybody in Memphis, everybody watching, every wrestler, every referee, every event coordinator, every person involved, everybody all over this wrestling industry, and everybody here. Let me tell you something. Since I was 10 years old, my dream was to be in wrestling. My dream was to be successful in wrestling. My dream was to own my own professional wrestling company from the time I was 10 years old. And that's exactly what I accomplished. Now, Jerry Lawler tried to destroy that dream. He tried to put it out to pasture. But what I did is what any businessman did. Would you fight for your family if it was Fred and Corey Macklin?
Yeah, I would, but some of this
Well, let me tell you something. I'll fight for my livelihood, and that's exactly what I did. So the Jerry Lawler situation is finished, because if we get a shot right there, he'll probably go into badness or somewhere else, because Jerry Lawler's out of here. Now, I'd like to say this, and the people will know this. Now, Randy Hales is in charge of this television. Randy Hales is in charge of this television. I want to thank Billy Travis, who I've known for many, many years, up and down the road. Brandon Baxter, I judged you wrong. I want to shake your hand, man, because you were there when everybody else wasn't. Now, let me say this. I heard a little bit. Look at this two-spot crowd out there. Did you see Stacy?
Come on.
Her milk ticket is gone. Her milk ticket is over. Now, I have a couple of changes on this TV show today. First of all, I understand you told me Jerry Lawler was going to book you and a back alley change your clothes off match, that's not decent TV. That's trash TV. That's filth TV. And it's not going to happen. That match is canceled and will not take place today. I'm not going to allow that. Plus, Casey is so dried up and tears were crying. She didn't know what's going on, right? So she can't do it anyway. Another thing is, Billy Travis, they had you signed in a pile driver match. I award you the match by forfeit. Yeah! I award you the match. Come on, how can you do that? So we have plenty of great action coming up. A great Powerpro Wrestling show that I'm thrilled to death about, with all kinds of action coming up. Yeah. I think Randy smelled a rat. All of a sudden, they're ready to go. Here's C-Sexy Brian Christopher. Brian, this stuff is ridiculous, this bullet.
Ridiculous in the word, Corey. I've seen your shenanigans for far too long, Randy Hales, and I just came from Jerry Lawler and then taken to the hospital because of you.
On my TV show.
I heard you say that Billy Travis was awarded this match by forfeit. Well, there ain't going to be any forfeit. They might have to take Jerry Lawler to the hospital, but I'll tell you who's going to step in there and take his place. I'll take his place in this match right here. Yeah,
You'll wrestle again here
we
today.
can do it anytime we want to, Travis.
He'll wrestle.
I'll tell you what, the same thing that y'all did to Jerry Lawler is what's going to happen to you, Travis, when I get through with you. Yeah.
So, C-Sexy Brian Christopher said, hey, let's get it on, Billy Joe. Right here in the ring today on the Power Hour. So that match is not going to be a full break. Take a break. Now they're going to take a break. Let's do that, but while we take a break, let's hear from the superstar, Bill Dundee. He's got a big match coming up.
Big match in a couple of minutes coming up with Coco Beware. But before I get into that, I'm going to tell a little bit of where the superstar going to be. We're going to be in Crockett Mills tonight to see my friend Brian Hill and Chris Hill drive them big pool trucks. And on Thursday night, we're going to be at the Lady Luck Casino. Where we're going to be Saturday?
We're going to be in Martin, Tennessee Saturday night.
And where we're going to be the next Saturday, August the 15th.
We're going to be in Gibson, Tennessee.
Gibson, Tennessee. You're right, but Coco Ware, in a few minutes, brother, it's going to be you and me. For the last 5 or 6 weeks, you've been sneaking around this TV, jumping on my back, trying to beat up Samantha. Well, it ain't going to happen today, brother. You're going to be on one side of the ring, and I'm going to be in the other, and the best man's going to win, and you ought to listen to it.
Here we go, back on the Power Hour, Powerpro Wrestling. Big match coming up, Bill Superstar Dundee and the Birdman, Coco Beware. And I want to get a few words from Coco. I understand also that Lawler is on his way to the hospital, did not want to go. They've got him in the ambulance, and he's on his way there. We'll try to get more information for you fans as we go on here today on the Power Hour. And here comes the Birdman. Coco Beware, and a big match coming up, Coco, against Bill Dundee right here today on the Power Hour.
You got that right, Corey. There's one thing about it, baby. I know everybody's happy because Jerry Lawler is going to the hospital. And you know what, Corey? About 30 seconds, Bill Dundee is going to be going to the hospital because I'm tired of this man. Every time I come out here, he wants to put this chain around my neck. He wants to drag me around. Well, Dundee, it won't happen today because you're going to have to face me in 30 seconds. And Samantha, let me tell you one thing. You see, there was a lady named Miss Texas. And she used to jump in the ring with me. Well, you see, I had to drop her on her head. So Samantha, when you get in the ring with me, if I get my hands on you, I'm going to drop you on your head, Samantha. Because one thing I hate, it's one thing I hate, Corey. I hate people to go around and bleach their hair because I'm a natural. Gone. So, Bill Dundee, I'll be waiting in the ring for you.
I beg to differ that. Natural blonde, he says. Coco Beware, but we'll see.
Get him out here right now.
He's on the way now. There's a look at that chain that these two had a big dog collar match a few weeks ago. Here comes the superstar. Bill Dundee led to the ring by Samantha. Ready for action coming up on next bout. Here on the Power Hour. And understand, Brian Christopher has said that he will substitute for Jerry Lawler today and take on Billy Joe Joe Travis in our main event coming up here today. Speaking of Lawler, Lawler's Army softball team will be in action tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m., March, Mississippi. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Sexy Brian Christopher will be along with Lawler's Army. And next Sunday, Walnut, Mississippi, Lawler's Army. Next Sunday, 1 p.m., August the 9th. That's in Walnut, Mississippi. Hello, looking forward to it. Yeah, O'Brien County Fair, Friday night, August 14th. Coco Ware going up to Dundee, and a little Aussie gets on his feet. Tangles up with Coco. Twists the arm. Dundee nails it with a right hand. Boy, we've had a lot of action here today. In case you're just joining us, earlier today, if you saw the program last week, Jerry Lawler was running the show. It was delegated for downtown Bruno to take control, and Lawler was a big takeover last week. Well, this week, Jerry was running the show from the control room. All of a sudden, Billy Joe Travis, Brandon Baxter, Heinrich von Keller, all under the tutelage of Randy Hales, jump on Lawler, power drive Jerry upstairs through the control room, and Lawler, from the last I've heard, is on his way to the hospital. Don't know which one, but he's in or out in the ambulance on his way. We'll find out more. Hopefully we'll know more before this program's over here today. Big body slam from the superstar. Dundee climbs the ladder. He's up on the top rope. Coco turns around. Oh, Redfield throws him down. Oh, look out. Come on, Coco. Come on, man. We don't need that stuff out here. Uncalled for. Samantha comes from behind. She steps in there. Yeah, referee calls for the bell. Coco's got that chain around Dundee's neck, and he sees Samantha. Get out of there, Sam. Be careful. Come on. Dundee from behind that chain. Got it wrapped around the neck of Coco Ware. Here comes Bruno Lara, our senior referee. Aubrey Wayne's along with them. We've got to get these two broken up. Every single chance they get, they're fighting Miss Dundee and Coco. Dundee really going after him now, and Coco was trying to get his hands on Jamaica. Dundee's got that chain wrapped around Coco Ware. And these two continue. Let's get this thing broken up. Samantha's holding Coco by the chain. Oh, look out. Coco's got a handful of hair. He's pulling Samantha. Dundee from behind nails him. Remind you, the match was already over when referee called for the bell. And this ball just continues. We're going to continue too when we just see what I'm talking about. Just see what I'm talking about. Just see what I'm talking about. Yeah, he's on his way out of here. This match is going to take place. Billy Joe Travis out here. He's on his way. Substitute. Too sexy Brian Christopher stepping in for Jerry Lawler. I know what you guys were thinking. You were thinking if you jumped on Jerry, get him hurt. He wouldn't be able to wrestle. Well, you got another thing coming. Yeah, right. Well, we got a power driver match coming out. This is our main event here on the Power Hour today. Music Man, Billy Joe Travis. Got Brandon Baxter with him, and here's his opponent. Steve Stein. Brian Christopher. And this is still going to be a power driver match. Rules still apply today. Yeah, well, we'll see, Billy Joe. Referee Aubrey Wayne in the middle of the ring. As soon as we get the signal, we will get this one underway. I cannot wait to see this one myself, because Travis and Baxter, they're going to get everything they deserve with the stuff and pull the law on the way. Both sides, and here we go. Fan USA. And Travis keeps out of there. He's been out here hollering and screaming and yelling and singing that same both out on the floor. Uppercut from Powerpro Wrestling live from the studios of TV5. Want to remind you, when Powerpro's near you, boy, there's nothing like being there seeing it live. All of the fans right here today having a great time. All of this great action here on the Power Hour. Coming up this week, Greensboro, Mississippi Wednesday night, Lady Luck Casino Pavilion Thursday night, and Martin, Tennessee. Get ready, Martin. Westview High School in Martin next Saturday night in Martin. Uh-oh, Billy Joe going for the power driver. This is it. This is good. Right down. Look out. Christopher. Whoa. Get out of it. Big uppercut from Billy Joe. The main event today was signed as Billy Joe Travis against Jerry the King. Travis Baxter, Randy Hales, and all of his dogs back there. They hurt Lawler, so Christopher stepped in as a substitute. He's already wrestled one here today. Slammed hard right into that turnbuckle. And now on his face goes Brian Christopher. Billy Joe Travis. Here's sexy Brian Christopher fighting it out. Big uppercut from Travis again. Nailing away on Brian Christopher. Fans behind Brian. Christopher with a reversal here. With Billy Joe Travis into the rope. Super kick from behind. Boy, he's watching on the back, I guarantee you. That'll wake Billy Joe up. Right hand from two Texas. Brian Christopher. Hey! In the control room, meanwhile, Stacy has jumped on Randy Hales up there. Can we get... I see the camera's trying to catch it. Stacy's got Randy out on the floor. She's jumped on Randy. What in the world is going on up there today? Action in the ring. Travis has got Christopher. Flipped him over. Stacy, I think Stacy's on the headset, but I can't hear her. I don't know if she's trying to talk to us, James, or what. Meanwhile, Christopher and Travis going on it. Stacy's got looks like she's got a sailor phone there. Okay, boy, action everywhere. Referee's calling for the bell. Let's ring the bell as the big German jumped in. He jumped in on Christopher. That's Stacy up in the control room. She's ran Randy Hales out of there. She's on her cellular phone, and Travis and the German Heinrich Frank Keller jumping on Christopher along with Baxter. Can we get another, what are we saying, something outside in the parking lot again? Here's the Avalanche coming from the floor. That's Jerry Lawler. Jerry, you okay? What in the world? Let me tell you something, Randy Hales. You and all of your little cronies are never, and I repeat, never, going to be able to get rid of me because I am the king. I've got to tell you, I thought the last thing I heard from upstairs in the ILC in my earpiece was that Lawler was on his way to the hospital, and now all of a sudden we come back. Jerry's driving the ambulance and the medics are after him. I have never seen anything said in my entire time I've been a part of wrestling. Seen a lot of things, man, but I got to tell you, that goes past all of them. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, absolutely. There's Stacy. She's in the chair. Hey, we're out of time. We're out of time. What a great day today. On Powerpro Wrestling and the Power Hour. Back next week with more. Dave Brown's on vacation. We'll be back next week. Until then, I'm Corey Macklin. See you then. So long, everybody.
Today that Randy Hales ain't running things around here anymore. The King is. And so the last match on TV today is the King is going to go change into his wrestling tights. And me and you, Billy Travis, are going to have a pile driver match right here on Channel 5.
How do you like them apples?
Ain't going to be over until somebody gets pile driven.
What in the world is this? In the control room, that's Billy Travis. I see Randy. They got Lawler out of the control while this match continues here. Oh, Travis has got him. Look out, pile driver. On the floor upstairs in our control room. I think she's telling Brian what's happening. Stacy comes out during the elimination. She's telling Brian, hey, Travis, she's told Brian what's taking place up there. I can't... There's Brian. He's made it up to the control room, looks like. Ambulance is outside on the lot here. Lawler. There's Jerry. Cannot believe what you guys pulled out there. Cannot believe it, but I tell you, if I was a betting man, I would have bet that you orchestrated that thing.
Because we look outside for him after.
So they get to Jerry, yeah. You're real proud of that.
Well, what I did is what any businessman did. Would you fight for your family if it was Fred and Corey Macklin?
They might have to take Jerry Lawler to the hospital, but I'll tell you who's going to step in there and take his place. I'll take his place in this match right here.
Brian. Hey, in the control room, meanwhile, Stacy has jumped on Randy Hales up there. Can we get... I see the camera's trying to catch it. Stacy's got Randy out on the floor. She's ran Randy Hales out of there. She's on her cellular phone. And everybody, Dave Brown here at ringside, ready to go with another day of TV5 Powerpro Wrestling. Welcome to the Power Hour. Corey Macklin is on vacation today. He'll be back next week. I'd say I was off last week, but I just saw the videotape with you, and it looked like Randy's plan to get rid of Lawler was going to work. But as you saw, it failed. This situation with the battle for control of Powerpro Wrestling is just totally out of hand, totally out of control. On both sides, I think. The side certainly with Randy Hales trying to regain control, and this side right here, too, which we're going to get a few comments from the King, who made a triumphant return last week, we just saw.
Dave, you really missed it last week. I'm telling you, you missed it. It was great. Randy Hales really thought that he was back in charge, but as you can tell, Randy Hales, I don't know where you are, but I'll tell you this, you are no longer in charge of Powerpro Wrestling. You're looking at the man that's in charge right now. And if you don't believe it, take a look. You see right there, look at, we got Stacy up in the control room, turning the knobs up there, and we got the King down here in charge, and Dave Brown. You know what? I don't know why Randy Hales came out here and made such a big fuss over how tough it was being the owner and the founder of Powerpro Wrestling. It's a fun job.
It's an easy job, and this matchmaking that I've been doing all week long is turned out to be a lot of fun because, you see, this match that we're going to have this later on today with me and Stacy against Billy Joe Travis and Randy Hales right here in the ring.
Wow, mixed match in here for main event, huh?
A big mixed match. We're, even on my computer this week, Dave, I got an email from somebody that said, why can't you get a match between Stacy and Randy Hales and a strip off the clothes match? And I was reading, and I figured they were going to say because they maybe want to see Stacy with no clothes, but instead they said, we like to see Randy in his purple underwear.
I don't know about that. Well, listen, have you been working on putting this together all week? That's consumed your entire week here?
Well, I'm telling you, it hadn't consumed my entire week. As a matter of fact, what I've been doing this week, Dave, was I've been out in Hollywood, California, making a little movie this week, and I'm not sure if everybody realizes it, but they're making a movie about the life of Andy Kaufman. Everybody remember Andy Kaufman, right? Well, of course, the King is starring as himself in the movie, and then got a co-star, Jim Carrey, is playing the part of Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito, Mary Lou Henner, all of the stars. David Letterman's playing himself, Paul Schaefer. It's going to be a big movie, and I was out there filming a little bit of that this week. But I had to get back here in time to be here today because I wouldn't miss this big match for the world. So, Randy Hales, get ready. It's going to be a big one right here today on Powerpro Wrestling, okay?
Well, it sounds like a big one, no doubt. If you put together an interesting main event, I think the fans are certainly going to enjoy seeing that main event coming up here a little bit later on today. What? That's in the control room, Jerry. Can you see that monitor there from it's Randy Hales, Brandon Baxter, and Billy Joe Travis? Well, there goes the King. It looks like they're trying to forcibly remove Stacy from the booth. Stacy up there to run the show. Oh, the door's blocked. Somebody's got the door blocked from outside. I see a couple of them. Who is that? Was that Keller? Heinrich Franz Keller, and the other I didn't see. There goes Lawler. Cameron, stay loose. We'll be back with more Powerpro Wrestling right after this. Well, we're already off to a wild start. I don't know what's going on. We'll find out as soon as I hear a word of where everyone. We got cameras spread out all over the place now. I want to tell you again, Corey's off today. He'll be back next week. Is on vacation. Brian Christopher is going to be going against Tony Falk in a match here today. Superstar Bill Dundee rematch against Coco Beware, and of course that mixed tag team match, which I was in a bit of jeopardy right now. They're trying to take Stacy out of the control room, but she's scheduled with Lawler against Billy Joe Travis and Randy Hales in that mixed match put together with the King a little bit later on. Street versus Kid Wicket, all coming up too. Which camera? Outside in the parking lot? Let's go out there. There's Randy, Brandon Baxter. They got Randy's car up here. Oh, they got Billy Joe's got Stacy. There's Tony Falk. They're putting her in Randy's car. What is this? Lawler gets to Tony Falk. Here's Brian Christopher out to help. He grabs Falk. Lawler gets the door open. Randy's trying to drive away. Lawler, he's got Stacy out of the car. There goes, that was Randy behind the wheel, I'm almost sure. I didn't get a real good look, but it looked like him trying to get in the driver's side. Security has made it out there. Meanwhile, headed back to the studio. Oh, Tony Falk and Brian Christopher. I can almost ring the bell. These guys are scheduled in a match. The door's open. I've never done this before, but let's do it. Look out, guys. Christopher and Tony Falk battling each other over here by the announcing table. Referee Aubrey Wayne is in there. Aubrey, I've already rung the bell. Off the rope comes Brian Christopher with a big double kick, and down to the mat goes Tony Falk. This match started in the parking lot. Stacy rescued by Jerry Lawler. I don't know if Randy is left for the day or what that situation is. We'll update it as we go along. Oh, man. Hey, don't forget, you can join us here for this live. We are live from the studios of WNC. Just be sure to look for the address we'll be giving you later in the show, and don't forget to include a self-addressed stamped envelope. Tickets are free, but you must have that self-addressed stamped envelope. We'd love to have you here. Coming up tonight, Powerpro will be in Martin, Tennessee, 8 o'clock at Westview High. Lawler will be there. Brian Christopher, you're seeing right here, scheduled in Martin, Tennessee tonight, too. Last week, Brian came to the aid of Jerry Lawler. You saw the tape earlier. Now it's not just Lawler and Stacy. There's help against Randy Hales and his group. So things seem to be a bit more even in that respect. Tony Falk trying to take control here. Tony choking Brian Christopher back in the corner. Here comes Brian fighting back. Tony wades back into the corner. Brian swings at him with a right hand. Tony Falk whips him into the turnbuckles across the way. Oh, boy, the big super kick. 1, 2. It's over. Well, there wasn't much doubt about it, to tell you the truth. When you see that super kick come out and you see the opponent go down as hard as Tony Falk did, it's pretty well over. And it was in that case as Brian Christopher gets himself a victory here over Tony Falk after an unusual start in the parking lot of all places.
Dave, I know I don't have an interview scheduled right now, but I got something to say. It's going to be real quick. Now, Randy Hales, I've seen what you've been doing. First, it started with Jerry Lawler, and he was trying to fight this on his own. But what you just did a few minutes ago, I thought I'd seen some low-down, dirty people over the years, Dave. But what they just did was despicable, and that was the lowest thing I've ever seen, them attacking Stacy and trying to carry her out of here. And Randy Hales, you've been trying to brainwash everybody, all those little stooges back there. But you ain't going to brainwash me. You've been double teaming, triple teaming, 4-on-1 on Jerry Lawler, and it's going to stop. The sides are going to be even, because anytime he needs somebody, all you got to do, Lawler, is call me, and I'll be right there for you.
All right, there are the words from Brian Christopher. He's going to be here to aid Jerry Lawler in this battle against Randy Hales and the group. Oh, look out. Look out. Heinrich Franz Keller, Billy Joe Travis, Bulldog Reigns, and Brandon Baxter all jumping Brian Christopher. There comes Falk back. 2, 4, 5 against 1. Oh, man. Brian in there all by himself. Here comes Lawler. Here comes Stacy. Lawler's got a baseball bat. There we go. One at a time, Lawler goes after him, and one at a time they get out of there. And it's Lawler still standing with the bat. Brian Christopher back on his feet. Wow. We're going to be back with... I'll tell you what, before we take the break, let's do this right here. We've had a situation with Phil Dundee and Coco Ware going on for a while. This that you're seeing right here is a little review of what happened last week. What?
Uncalled for. Samantha comes from behind. She steps in there. Yeah, referee calls for the bell. Coco's got that chain around Dundee's neck, and he sees Samantha. Get out of there, Sam. Be careful. Come on. Dundee from behind that chain. Dundee's got that chain wrapped around Coco Ware. And these two continue. Let's get this thing broken up. Samantha's holding Coco by the chain. Oh, look out. Coco's got a handful of hair. He's pulling Samantha. Dundee from behind nails him. Remind you, the match was already over when referee called for the bell. And this brawl just continues.
Bill Dundee, Coco Beware, the rematch coming up on the Power Hour next.
From Mid-South.
You can demand all you want. You shouldn't have been on there to begin with.
I don't know who you think you are. Trying to take this thing out. I promise you, before you leave this studio, you will be carried out in an ambulance and be done for good. I want you everybody.
That's enough. That's enough. Get him out of here.
You tell us we have a saying. Das gibt nicht Blick, macht nicht stärker. That does not kill me, make me stronger. Lola,
This is nothing. He will do much more to you.
Well, they're unhappy. I don't know why they're unhappy. They had no business out here to begin with. Lawler's the one that came out to help even it up when it was 5 against 1 against Brian Christopher. They came out here uninvited. Now they're out here complaining because Lawler was able to run them out of here with a baseball bat. We've got the match coming up. Superstar Bill Dundee going against Coco Beware. Here comes Bill right now with Samantha. Want to get a word or two about the situation. It's been going on for a long, long time. Coco kept interfering in all the matches, and finally it's come to this, a rematch here today.
That's right, Dave, but before we get to that rematch, tonight we're going to be in Martin, right? Thursday night we're going to be at the Lady Luck. Friday night, Torrance and O'Brien County Fair up there, and O'Brien's going to have the fair there. And Saturday night, we're going to be in the Superstars hometown, Gibson, Tennessee. So, Coco, come on out, brother. You're going to get it right now. Where are you going to be Friday?
We're going to be in Corinth, Mississippi Friday.
All right, we're going to be right here.
There you go. Corinth, Mississippi all around. Bill now is going to concentrate on the match. Coco Beware will be headed this way very, very shortly. I hear the music. That means he can't be too far away. No music needed, Bill said. Just bring him on out here. I want to whip him. There he is. Coco Beware.
You put your hands on me today, I guarantee you I will give you the power driver. You understand that? I will drop you on your head. Keep that away from me, Bill Dundee. Keep that away from me.
Dundee waiting for him. Referee Bill Rush is already in the ring. Bell time, and we are underway. Dundee, Coco Ware going at each other here. Boy, these two are tough veterans. Both of them been wrestling for a long, long time. Both of them know a lot of ways to win a match, to get an advantage over an opponent. Coco Beware. There's one right there. He jabbed him in the throat with the point of his finger. Dundee comes back with the right hand. Tell you what, I want to talk to Randy Hales a little bit later on about this situation, which Randy's been a friend of mine for a long time. The King's been a friend for a long time. And, you know, Corey and I sit here in the middle of all of this, watching it happen, unhappy about it happening. Maybe we can get a comment or two from Randy if in fact he's here. Last I saw him, he was in the car, but if he came back into the building, let's, Randy, if you're listening, I'd like to talk to you a little bit later on. We got other matches coming up here today, too. This one continues with Coco against Bill Dundee, and Jade Ashley Hudson will be going against Heinrich Franz Keller and Bulldog Reigns. A couple unhappy campers out here a few minutes ago. Creek will be going against Kid Wicked, and don't forget that mixed tag team match we've been telling you about. Lawler and Stacy against Billy Joe Travis and Randy Hales. Coco Beware trying to go for a sleeper, looks like, on Dundee. He doesn't have him, though. Dundee calling for Samantha up on the ring apron. Coco Ware starts for her. Dundee trips him up. Well, that's one way to get out of the hole. I said, these veterans, they know a lot of ways to try to get an advantage over their opponent. There was one right there that worked for Bill Dundee. He catches himself. Turns, springs. Down to the mat goes Coco Ware, but also the referee is down. Coco Ware rolls out of the ring. Going on here. Coco's leaving the ring. Bill Dundee and the referee are both down in the ring. Oh, Coco coming back with a folding metal chair. Look out behind, Bill. Samantha up in the ring, around behind Coco, grabs the chair, blocks him from using it on Dundee. Now Coco drops the chair, but turns on Samantha, grabs her by the hair. Dundee's on his feet. He picks up the chair. He nails Coco, takes his legs out from under him. Referee Bill Rush is calling for the bell. I don't know what the ruling is going to be from the referee here. Is it because the chair came in, or is it because Samantha got in there? Somebody, I'm almost certain, has been disqualified. Maybe the whole thing stopped. But the action continues, even though the referee has signaled that the match is officially over. Samantha Coco, beware. There's Dundee from around behind. He nails Coco. Anza goes right back after him. Man, talk about your action. We'll get it sorted out, friends. The Power Hour has a lot more to go. Don't you go away. Hey, don't forget, coming up, Westview High School, 8 o'clock, Powerpro Wrestling will be there. Greenville, Mississippi on Wednesday, Lady Luck Casino on Thursday, and a big Obion County Fair up in the northern part of West Tennessee. That's coming up on Friday night. Hey, so far, man. Well, I said I wanted to talk to Randy, but I didn't want to talk to all of those guys. I heard quite enough from them a little bit earlier, and saw quite enough of them a little bit earlier. But, Randy, I do want to talk to you. Now, I hope these guys will behave themselves out here, because I do want to talk to you about this power struggle. It just goes on and on, Randy. It's got to stop.
First of all, yes, it has to stop, Dave. It's terrible. Look, Jerry Lawler, everybody listen to me. It's terrible. It's my own company, my own television show, and I almost have to have armed guards. I have to have men around me, men surrounding me, because Jerry Lawler's trying to attack me. Look at the sacrifices these guys did. Jerry Lawler came out here, Dave Brown, and committed nothing but pure 100% assault. Isn't that against the law? Isn't that against the law?
Well, yeah, but there's been a lot of bad things going on both sides here.
All the people in this studio that's yelling and making a noise, I've said before, you people are brainwashed by Jerry Lawler. You people think he's the hero. They, like I said before, try to make me the bad guy, the heel, when I know the whole story about Jerry Lawler. If you people watch the TV show, you saw what Jerry Lawler did. Jerry Lawler committed assault. Last week, he, in a hostile takeover, took over the TV station. It was horrible the last 2 weeks in a row. Let me tell you something, I want to make this perfectly clear. None of you guys work for Jerry Lawler. When you get your paycheck, what name is signed at the bottom? I get one that starts with you. Randy, when you hit my name on the check, what does it say when you get your check? Randy Hales.
It says Randy Hales.
Jerry Lawler. That's exactly right. I'm telling you this. He's not the promoter. He's not the matchmaker. He's not the booker. I'm all of them. Actually, every single one of them. He made a match today. It's the most ridiculous match. People would turn the TVs off. A mixed tag team match with Stacey. First of all, I'm just getting over a major neck injury, and I'm not a wrestler anyway. Now, Jerry Lawler signed that match, and let me tell you something. The mixed tag team match, listen up, people. The mixed tag team match is canceled. It will not happen. I do have a good main event. It will be Jerry Lawler against Billy Travis, Bulldog Reigns, Tony Stark, and Keller here along
No.
That's exactly what happened.
Randy, that not only is that ridiculous, let me just step in here and tell you something. And I hate to do this to you, but this is the situation from this television station. A fax came in that said this will be the main event, the mixed match. Well, we didn't hear from you. It's been promoted all week. The TV station didn't hear different from you. They assumed it came from you. Nobody said it's not going to happen. It's been promoted all week. That's what was advertised. That match is going to occur today. It is going to happen. That match has got to happen. Well, I know you are, but for this television station, the Truth in Advertising is going to stipulate that match will occur here today. It has to happen. That's all. It's got to happen. I told you I didn't want to do it, but it's got to be done. We're going to take a break. That match is we're not going to take a break. We've got a tag team match coming up here. That's what we're going to do. I'm not making any matches. We are friends, and I want to stay friends. I'm telling you, though, I'm trying to keep you out of trouble with the television station. We've got to have the match that's been advertised. That's what we're going to have a little bit later on. You guys might as well get out of here. Because Randy, I'm going to start this tag team match here. We need to get this show moving along. Well, I'm not sure that either of those matches booked by either is fair. Let's get the tag team match underway. You guys head on out. Enough conversation about it. Randy, make sure that match is set to go. Lance Jade, Ashley Hudson are in here. They're going to be going in this tag team match. Again, Heinrich Franz Keller and Bulldog Reigns. A couple of tough customers, let me tell you. Bulldog Reigns up on the ring apron already. Brandon Baxter has that German flag folded up in the corner. Referee Aubrey Rain calls for the bell and tag team action underway. Don't forget, Randy and fans, that mixed tag team match been advertised all week. We expect to see it happen here. That'll be Lawler and Stacy against Billy Joe Travis and Randy Hales. I don't like it either. But it's going to happen later today. Ashley Hudson, fine wrestler from Australia, makes the tag on Lance Jade. Jade and Hudson have to be considered underdogs in the match. They're giving away quite a bit of weight. The Bulldog Reigns and Franz Keller. There's a cover by Jade. Oh, he only got a count of about 1.5. Bulldog Reigns able to break out of it. Tag made. Ashley Hudson will be coming in. That's what it's going to take for these two young guys to win the match. Great teamwork. So far, they've looked very, very good in the action today. Well, it's been a wild one. Dundee and Coco Ware, that one ended up stopped. I'm not sure who was declared the winner. I'll try to get a ruling from the referee a little bit later on. If things settle down enough. I'm not sure they will. Earlier, right at the beginning of things today, Stacy was in the booth trying to produce the show, and he attempted to kidnap her, put her in the car, and drive her away from the television station. That was foiled by the King with help from Brian Christopher. Ashley Hudson off the rope. Oh, big forearm by the German wrestler Heinrich Franz Keller. Still to come, Kid Wicked will be going against the Streak and that mixed tag team match. Whoa. That was 1, 2. Just a 2 count. Just a 2 count, said the referee. I wasn't sure if the 3 count fell or not, but it did not. Ashley Hudson still alive in the match. Keller working on him with a knee. Into the rope. Hudson with a good move. Not sure what Ashley should have headed for the tag. He stopped. Now he gets the tag, and here comes Lance Jade. Jade in with a forearm. Tries to stop Bulldog Reigns on the way in. All 4 of them in the ring right now. Hudson against Bulldog Reigns. Lance Jade against Heinrich Franz Keller. Brandon Baxter from outside nails Lance Jade with a German flag. Keller. Power slams into the mat. 1, 2. This match is over. It's over. As the team of Keller and Reigns is going to take the victory with an assist from Brandon Baxter and that German flag. Now the referee throws the flag out of the ring. He's knocked down. Baxter, look out now, throws the referee over the top rope. Oh, man. That would be a stiff fine there for Mr. Baxter, let me assure you. Meanwhile, here comes Buddy Wayne. Buddy out to help his son Aubrey, who's the referee, helping him back to his feet. Man, he was dropped over that top rope and bounced off the apron. What is this? Baxter nails Buddy Wayne in the back with a nunchuck. Man, Buddy just out to help Aubrey Wayne, that's all. Let's take a break. Let's get him some help out here. Let's get security if necessary to get these guys out of here. We'll be back. Well, Corey, where are you? Corey's on vacation today. He'll be back next week. I know you had a wild one last week. We got one going here today on the Power Hour. We got Kid Wicked coming in right now. Kid Wicked from the Young Guns division. He's been the Young Guns champion from the inception of that championship. Today, he's going to be going against the very tough Streak coming up right right now on the Power Hour. We're waiting for Kid Wicket to make his appearance and maybe get a word or two from him as he heads to the ring to go against the big guy. This big guy's streak has, he went through a name change and all that sort of thing. And somewhat of an attitude change, too. There's Kid Wicket right there out of Cordova, Tennessee. He comes in with confidence every time that he can beat whoever you put him against, and I'm sure he's confident that he's going to take a victory right here.
Kid Wicket's in the house, and I got a match today against this big muscle-bound jailbird Streak. Now, last week, I had an opportunity to win this 8-man elimination tag match, but that little goof, Derek King, cost me the match. I'm sick of Derek King, and I'm going to make an example out of Streak or Spellbinder or whoever he is. I'll bring him out right now.
I wouldn't call him Spellbinder if I were you. He doesn't take kindly to that anymore. It's the Streak, and he's going to be headed this way right now. And we'll get this match underway. Here he comes. He's big. He's tough. He has made some noise in Powerpro Wrestling over the last few weeks. Streak steps up on the ring apron, through the rope. Referee Bill Rush is there. Both wrestlers in the ring. The referee says, get it underway. And here we go. Kid Wicket giving away size. He's giving away height, giving away weight. Couple of tough guys here. Don't count Kid Wicket out of it, though. I'll tell you, he's tough customers. He's proved it many times in matches. He was undefeated for a long time. There's Randy in the booth right there. Randy Hales appears to be back in charge of Powerpro Wrestling, as that's the producer's position. And Randy is back in the seat, so I guess Stacy and Jerry Lawler have been removed from that power position. Wow, the Streak just dropped Kid Wicket about 6.5 feet onto the mat. Kid Wicket trying to call timeout. Referee Bill Rush reminding him what every wrestling fan knows, there's no timeout in a wrestling match. Think you're so strong, says Kid Wicket. How about a little test of strength? No, not a good idea, kid. Height advantage alone is, look at that. That's the size difference between the two. Hey, don't forget our main event today. Booked by Jerry Lawler. Randy Hale's not happy about it, but it's still the main event. I'm talking about Lawler and Stacy against Billy Joe Travis and Randy Hale. Main event coming up on Powerpro Wrestling here today. Glad you joined us. Be sure to join us every week at 11 o'clock on TV5 for Powerpro Wrestling. I think you'll have a good time. Sometimes we do, sometimes we're just trying to keep up. That's kind of the way it is today with all the action that's been going on and continues to go on. Look at this. Nice snap maneuver by Kid Wicket. And the main event's going to be interesting. Stacy and Randy Hales. Lawler and Billy Joe Travis. Kid Wicket makes a major mistake there as he missed. Oh, he tried to press him down to the mat. Streak just caught him. Dumps him over the back. Streak with a right hand. Kid Wicket back into the corner. Referee, look out. Holding back in the corner, trying to stay out of the way, but now he's knocked down. Kid Wicket trying to get through the curtain. Meanwhile, Streak is saying, hey, count him out. He's left. Well, there's that folding metal chair. Looks like a similar one. Oh, my goodness, Streak is nailed right in the head. Kid Wicket with a cover. Referee sees it. 1, 2. Here's Derek King, and the Streak blows in here. He's telling referee Bill Rush what happened, and Kid Wicket is not going to take kindly to that. Now, last week, you heard Kid Wicket a little bit earlier talking about Derek King costing him the match. The referee has not called for the bell. Now, Streak doesn't take kindly to fair and fair either. Wow. Now, Kid Wicket has left the area. Streak goes looking for him, but Kid Wicket is long gone, and now the referee is taking a look at Derek King, who's lying in the ring. I hope he's going to be all right. He was just trying to help out. Brandon Baxter, you can call me over there all you want to. I'm not talking to you. I don't care. You've been out here 2 or 3 times already. I don't care about switchboard. We're not going to talk about anything. We're coming back. We're going to have that main event. The mixed match is coming up. Yep, we're going to do it. I'm going to lay the mic down. You talk all you want, but we're going to break right now. Main event, mixed tag team match coming up when we come back. O'clock every Saturday morning on TV5. All these fans having a good time today. You can too. Be sure to join us and, of course, watch us every Saturday morning. You can't be with us. Here comes the King with Stacy right now. They're set to go with this main event, which we have scheduled for you here. Main event action booked by the King. You and Stacy again. Randy Hales and Billy Joe.
And thanks to you, Dave Brown, it is going to happen. Look, Randy Hales, you can come out here and accuse me of assault, battery, or whatever you want to say, all of these crimes. But what about you? I think kidnapping is a little bit more serious than assault, battery. But I'm going to tell you something. What I did to those 2 goons of yours with that softball bat is nothing to what I'm fixing to do to you, Randy Hales and Billy Travis. So come on down, because thanks to Dave Brown, this match is going to happen right now.
This match is fine. Lawler and Stacy headed for the ring. There's Randy upstairs.
This match is not going to happen. Lawler, you get back there. I tell you, I don't care what Dave Brown or anybody else says. I'm the producer of the show, and that match is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I promise.
He said it's not going to happen. He's not coming down here. He said he's got the show to produce, and he's not coming down here.
All right, okay, I'll tell you what, Randy Hales. You like to, you know what? He thinks this is such a great show with him in charge. If you're not going to wrestle in the match, then we're not going to wrestle in the match. So we'll just sit here and stare at an empty ring for about the next 15 minutes. How about that, Randy Hales?
What?
Hey, Lawler is saying that, hey, he can't do that. He has to wrestle the other thing. Lawler can't do that.
He has to wrestle who? You're supposed to be here, Randy.
I have to have a backup plan here. Dave, stall.
Stall. Yeah.
Stall for time.
Well, the best thing is to just get the match underway. If you and Billy Joe come right on down here, let's have this match as booked, as advertised all week. The fans will be happy. Fans at home will be happy, and we'll be underway. And well, looks like it may take place after all. We got another commercial break. Tell you what, let's do. Let's get those commercials in, and then we'll come back. We're going to have this match for you, fans. Stay with us. To be here. I don't know what you're doing out here is what I don't understand. Brandon Baxter. Billy Joe Travis is here. So, now here comes Randy, being assisted to the ring by Jerry Lawler, who throws him into the ring. Stacy is with him. Randy rolls right all the way through the ring. Referee Bill Rush says ring the bell. It's underway. Randy, I'm sorry. I hate to do it. You know I do it. But it was an advertised match and it had to happen. Matches get changed a lot of times. People have transportation trouble. Guys get hurt. But you were here. The match had been advertised all week long. So this is it. Randy's not happy about it. Nobody wants to climb in the ring. Stacy and Lawler are both in there. Randy still hanging back in the corner, hands his coat to Brandon Baxter. Billy Joe Travis to face the King. They're back on the rope. Well, this thing all got started back in June. After a big blast off at the Dome at the Mid-South Coliseum. Lawler was not happy with his match that he had against Kane. Sort of hinted that he might retire from Powerpro. Randy Hales jumped on the opportunity and said, hey, he's retired, he's gone, I'm going to name him you King. And that's where this whole thing got started, the battle for control. And it has just gotten more and more out of hand every week. Last week, the ambulance, Jerry hauled off. Then he takes over the ambulance and comes driving back in here. Today, Stacy, they attempted, well, there's no other word for it, to kidnap her, to get her out of the premises. Then Randy takes over the show again. He's sitting in the producer's chair. Look out. Whoa! Lawler moved out of the way, and Travis hits Randy Hales. Well, it looked like Randy was back firmly in control. But then Lawler and Stacy forgot to lock the door, I guess, and Lawler and Stacy went up to escort him to the studio for this match, which Lawler had booked. Randy not happy, and I don't blame him. I'm not totally happy the match was booked either, but it was booked. And you're seeing it right now on the Power Hour. Will the battle for control end here today? Randy hopes so. Lawler probably hopes so. Right fist again by Billy Joe Travis. No secret of it. He just got that fist doubled up, smacking Lawler with it. Lawler reverses him in the corner. Billy Joe Travis whipped across the way. Boom, walked over the back like it came. And all Lawler and Travis so far. Randy Hales hanging back on the ring apron. That's where he would like to stay the rest of the day today. Casey back in the corner of the King. Lawler's head slammed into the top turnbuckle. Billy Joe Travis not able to capitalize too much on it. There he goes again. Lawler staggered but backs away from the corner. He's across the ring, trying to clear the cobwebs, and Travis comes up with the right fist again, knocks him off his feet. He goes to hold. He had something in his hand. Count at 2. Lawler kicks out at the 2 count. I saw Travis go to the tights. He had some sort of foreign object, brass nut, roll of quarters, who knows. Something in his hand when he hit the King. Randy Hales through the rope. Bad decision, Randy. Unfortunately, Randy's made a lot of bad decisions in this power struggle with the King. I hate to say it. He's a friend. I still consider him a friend. And will when all this is over. But there's one of a bad mistake, Randy. Oh, look out. Look out, Randy Hales. There's the tag made. Here comes Stacy. Stacy grabs Randy. Lawler goes after Travis. We got a free-for-all here at the main event. Oh, Stacy. Well, going to embarrass Randy again. He's got his shirt pulled up over his head. Oh, goodness. There's Randy in his boxer shorts. He's got Randy so tied up he can't see anything. Here comes help for Randy. Craig Keller. Goodness. Bulldog Rands in here. The bell called for. Brandon Baxter. Heinrich Franz is in there. They've got Stacy. Randy's got Stacy over here. Time winding down. Oh, he shoved Stacy down. Here come more folks. We got a ring full. Randy is out of there in his underwear. Billy Joe's out of the ring. He's leaving. Meanwhile, a free-for-all continues as we draw to the end of the Power Hour here today. Corey will be joining us again next week. We hope you will too. Until then, for Corey Macklin, I'm Dave Brown. Whoa, so long, everybody.